welcome to the SI Sports Network. Today from Oracle Park, home of the San Francisco Giants, it's WCAL Baseball. Today is a special day in the Sacred Heart Cathedral St. Ignatius rivalry. We honor Bill Bruce, St. Ignatius class of 1935, and Jerry Mahoney, Sacred Heart class of 1944. It's the annual Bruce Mahoney baseball game, and today it's a big one. It will decide who holds the trophy for the next year. Sacred Heart Cathedral won the game here last year and took the trophy to Ellis Street, and the Cats are looking to get it back today. Casey Murphy, SI class of 1977, along with SI junior Alex Hall. Of course, Sean LaHawn, class of 87, gets us on the air. Jason Penarelli here to help us out today as well. And we'll start with you, Alex. Today is always a big day when SI and SH play in any sport. It's always a big day. But today, Sacred Heart Cathedral and St. Ignatius, a little extra special because we're tied 1-1 in the series.
Yeah, it's a very special day. Bruce, is always a big game. SH won the football game. Anthony Hurt just ran out SI. And then SI just demolished SH in the basketball game with Ren Robinson and Neil Begovich. It'll be a tough game here as SH has a lot of commits on the baseball team, and SI has a lot of juniors on our team, so it'll be very interesting to see.
So Sacred Heart Cathedral graduated 14 players from last year's team, but they come back with a strong lineup. And St. Ignatius, 0-2 in league play, but starting pitcher today and number 4 hitter, we're looking for a big game from Jack Dyke.
Yeah, Jack Dyke has played really well the past couple of years. He started last year's game and also can hit very well. I think he's hitting over 500 or at 500 right now.
Jack Dyke is hitting 500. Sacred Heart Cathedral has a couple of freshmen today that are terrific players. Their starting pitcher is Uday Narotam, and Uday Narotam also got into the game last year.
Yeah, he played a crucial role last year. He also got the win for SH last year. And also, you got to point out those freshmen, Lucas Kelly. He's a really good freshman right now. He's starting, and he's hitting about 500 as well. Look out for him.
So now we're going to turn it over to Sean LaHawn, class of 87. He had a chance to catch up with SI baseball players Vicente Molina, Ray Balcora, and Jack Dyke.
All right, I'm here with 3 of the SI varsity baseball players, Vicente Molina, Ray Belcora, and Jack Dyke. So we're back now at Oracle Park for another Bruce Mahoney game. What's it like to play on the same field as the Giants? And let's go to Vicente first.
Yeah, it's really cool. You get to play on pristine grass, dirt, and everything. It's all nice, and whenever you watch on TV, we were also there last year, so it's just really cool experience.
Ray?
Yeah, and I've grown up going to so many of those games and watching from all around the park, and now to be on the field, it's a super cool experience, and we hope for a better result this year.
And Jack?
Yeah, like they said, it's an all-around great experience, and you get to play on a field that you dream to one day play on for other reasons.
So tell me your expectations for this season, and we'll stay with Jack.
We have big expectations for this season, starting with this week. This is a big week for us. We got 3 games. It's league opener on Tuesday. We got Bellarmine on Friday, and then straight to Bruce Mahoney on Saturday. So we're gonna take it one game at a time, but we have huge expectations for this season for ourselves.
Ray?
Yeah, and one of our main goals is to qualify for the CCS playoffs. So we're working toward that, and every game matters for that. So like Jack said, take them one at a time, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, we're gonna treat each day like if we won 9-0 or we lost 9-0, it's the same outcome and same mindset going in. It's a culture shift, so we're very proud of that right now.
So what's it like playing on this team with this particular group of players?
It feels different. I've played on the varsity level for 3 years now. It's my 3rd year. And we're a group of guys that have gotten really close over the years, and now we're getting really close with this junior crew, and we have one sophomore, Cooper Lee, up, which is fun. So yeah, we're just having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, we've got a ton of interesting and hilarious characters. Like, everybody has their own individual personality and makes us all laugh, and it's just a really crazy but fun team.
So tell me your other passions here at SI besides baseball.
Probably the SI Sports Club. Me and Ray like broadcasting the basketball and football games. That's really something I'm passionate about, and I look forward to doing later in my life.
Yeah, I love doing that as well. I also played in the orchestra for the first 3 years I was here. And but mainly the SI Sports Network.
Tell me something about a teammate that inspires you.
I'll go with Justin Williamson because he's just a steady presence on our team. He's pretty even-keeled, but can crack a joke. He keeps us light, but knows when to get serious.
I'd say one of our juniors, James Adams. He's really hardworking and he likes to get after it. And he's got the same mindset of if he did bad or did good, he wants to put in the same amount of work, and he wants to outwork you pretty much.
Yeah, I'd say Jono Santos. He had a tough junior campaign, but he's come back stronger than ever. And he's gotten injured early in the season, but he's already back playing with us. And he put in a great amount of work over the offseason. He's looking really good.
So describe SI varsity baseball in a few key words or in a sentence.
Hardworking. We want to go out and we want to out-compete every other team.
I'd say preparation. We worked really hard over the off season, doing a lot of 4-on-1s and lifting in the weight room, and it was all about preparation for right now.
I'd say passionate, and that goes through all our coaches. They're very passionate about what they do, and that reflects onto us.
Hello, I'm Bill Gotch, Director of Summer Programs at St. Ignatius. We have exciting things planned for you this summer, 2019. SI Summer Programs are proud to offer multiple sports camps from basketball to baseball, football, volleyball, and even badminton. As a matter of fact, our Nike basketball camps with Coach Marcoletti are open now. We also run a middle school during the summer for rising 6th graders, 7th graders, 8th graders, and 9th graders. Some of our activities and camps include cooking camp, engineering, robotics, and even photography, as well as many more popular camps. For more information, visit us at siprograms.com. Registration dates for all camps and academic programs begin on February 4th.
We're back here at Oracle Park, awaiting the start of the first pitch on the day that we honor Bill Bruce and Jerry Mahoney. Bill Bruce, class of 35 from St. Ignatius. Jerry Mahoney, class of 44 from Sacred Heart. Both gave the ultimate sacrifice during World War II, and both schools honor those men today. Of course, we mentioned that Sacred Heart Cathedral won the football game back in October. St. Ignatius won the basketball game in January. So here we are, the deciding game for the Bruce Mahoney Trophy. The trophy is on Ellis Street right now, and the Cats are looking to get it back to 37th Avenue. Our prayer is going to be done by the student body presidents of each school today. Our national anthem is coming up. Will be sung by Maya Mills. We'll have a special San Francisco Police Department and San Francisco Fire Department color guard, a first pitch ceremony. SI class of 09, Kevin Downs and Giselle Talkoff, class of 99, will throw out the first pitches for St. Ignatius, part of the Police Department and Fire Department. And for Sacred Heart Cathedral, David O'Keefe and Tracy O'Keefe, both Sacred Heart Cathedral class of 1995, will also throw out first pitches. So we have a great pregame ceremony for you as planned, and we're going to turn it over to Kevin Buckley, our public address announcer today, when we're ready. In the meantime, a lot of action in the WCAL baseball yesterday. The Bellarmine Bells beat SI 2-1 in a very close game. Sacred Heart Cathedral had a huge game yesterday. They scored 14 runs and beat Mitty 14-2. Valley Christian beat Sarah 10-0. St. Francis defeated Reardon 3-0 in the early part of the WCAL season right now. Valley Christian 2-0. The Bells are 2-0. Sarah, St. Francis, Sacred Heart Cathedral, and Mitty all 1-1. SI and Reardon both 0-2. We mentioned SI comes into today's game with a 4-3 record overall, 0-2 in league play. Brian Morgan's Sacred Heart Cathedral team comes in 5-1 overall, 1-1 in league play. Brian Morgan, of course, an SI graduate back in 1986, and the new head coach for the St. Ignatius Wildcats, Brian Polizzi, in his first Bruce Mahoney baseball game, and put a little pressure on Brian right out of the gate here, Alex. First Bruce Mahoney baseball game, and it's for the trophy.
Yeah, it's his third game in the league right now, and it's been a hard season already. They've started off well in the preseason, and then it's a really tough league, the W Cal, as we can see. The Sarah was really hard, and then Bellman and all these other teams, Valley Christian, they're all really hard teams. But SHU and SI, they can play against each other really well. It's going to be an even playing field. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game out here today, and you could ask for better weather. It's been raining quite a bit, obviously, in the Bay Area, as everybody knows, but today the ballpark is spectacular. Under construction a little bit. We're kind of been pushed away from our usual broadcast booth. We're down the hall a little bit. No scoreboard today, so we're working things out otherwise. But other than that, just an absolutely beautiful day. The field looks fantastic, so we're looking for a great day here at Oracle Park. A little bit of a delay to start our honor guard. You can see the honor guard down by the first base line at first base. They're all ready to go, and we'll get started with our pregame ceremony here in just a second. And now is Kevin Buckley. So let's turn it over to Kevin Buckley, the public address announcer for our pregame ceremony.
To the 2019 Bruce Mahoney baseball game. Playing in our game today will be the visiting team, the Fighting Irish of Sacred Heart Cathedral. And the home team, the Wildcats of St. Ignatius. Before we meet the teams, we ask that you please rise for our opening prayer. Reading today's prayer will be the 2019 student body presidents. From Sacred Heart Cathedral, Katie McFadden, and from St. Ignatius, Chaz Francesconi.
Let us remember, loving God, we come together today to participate in a tradition that has been a part of our schools and our city for over 120 years. We remember that you are present with us, and that through our participation here, we recall and celebrate the lives, service, and sacrifice of Bill Bruce and Jerry Mahoney.
We ask you to watch over our two school communities, players and coaches, students and faculty, families and friends. We ask for an invigorating game full of sportsmanship. Help us to be worthy stewards of our tradition. Help us to be proud and active citizens of our country. And help us to understand the meaning of sacrifice, to treat our neighbors with generosity, and to always be grateful for what you've been given.
Our two schools unite as one in prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
St. John Baptiste de La Salle, St. Vincent de Paul, St. Elizabeth Dancy, St. Louise de Marillac.
St. Ignatius of Loyola.
Live Jesus in our hearts.
Please remain standing now for our national anthem, presented by the San Francisco Police Department and Fire Department Color Guard. The anthem will be sung today by St. Ignatius Senior Maya Mills. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. And now, fans, it's time for our ceremonial first pitches. Throwing out the first pitches for St. Bernard Cathedral are Tracy Courtney O'Keefe, class of 1995, and her husband, David O'Keefe, class of 1995. During her time at SHC, Tracy played 3 years of both varsity volleyball and basketball. She continued her volleyball career at San Francisco State, and upon graduation in 1999, she joined the San Francisco Fire Department. From 1999 to 2002, she returned to St. Bernard Cathedral to coach freshman volleyball and varsity basketball as an assistant. Tracy has worked for the San Francisco Fire Department for more than 20 years and is currently a lieutenant in the Bureau of Fire Prevention. Please welcome Tracy O'Keefe. SHC Hall of Famer David O'Keefe was a three-sport athlete at St. Bernard Cathedral, playing football, basketball, and baseball for the Fightin Irish. He continued his baseball career at Texas Tech, and upon graduation, David returned to his alma mater to serve as a teacher, coach, and counselor from 2000 to 2008. In 2009, he joined the San Francisco Police Department, where he has proudly served the city for the last 10 years. He is currently working out of the Southern Station District. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tracy O'Keefe, class of 95, and David O'Keefe, class of 95. And throwing out the first pitches for St. Ignatius are Giselle Talkoff from the class of 1999 and Kevin Downs from the class of 2009. During her time at St. Ignatius, Giselle played 4 years of water polo and rowing. She went on to the University of California, where she rowed for 1 year. In 2012, she joined the San Francisco Police Department and is currently a sergeant in the department. She is joined today by her husband Connor, son Owen, and other proud family members. Kevin Downs is from the class of 2009 and is an officer in the San Francisco Police Department. He was a 4-year football player at St. Ignatius. Kevin is joined by his wife Corey, and together they founded Ranching Vets, whose mission is to serve veterans as they transition from military to civilian life through opportunities in ranching and agriculture. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Giselle Talkoff, class of 99, and Kevin Downs, class of 09.
Well, that was our pregame ceremony. We had our game prayer from the student body presidents of both schools, Maya Mills with the national anthem, and throwing out the first pitches, the representatives from both teams. That was a real cool pregame ceremony. And Kevin Buckley, St. Bernard Cathedral class of 2013, handling the public address for the ceremony. Let's go over the starting lineups for both teams. St. Bernard Cathedral will be the visiting team today, and their lineup is announced by their head coach, Brian Morgan. Leading off and playing shortstop is Keyshawn Ogans. Ogans played in the game last year. He's a senior, hitting .438 so far in the young season. The number 2 hitter for the Irish is Dominic Pott. He plays second base. Dan Hinderleiter got a big hit in last year's game. Hits third, plays center field. Connor LaChapelle is the first baseman. He'll hit fourth for the Irish. Chris Rodriguez plays third base, hitting fifth for St. Bernard Cathedral. Rodriguez off to a hot start, 10 out of 15 in the young season. The designated hitter hitting sixth is Lucas Kelly. He's one of the freshmen we spoke about. Lucas Kelly, 10 out of 20 on the season, hitting 500 with 10 RBIs. The number 7 hitter is Rafael Cervantes. He's playing right field. Number 8 hitter is Diego Padilla. He's the catcher for the Irish. And batting ninth and playing left field is Lucas Herrera. Herrera hitting .333 on the season. We mentioned that Uday Naratam is the starting pitcher. Uday is a left-handed pitcher, 2-0 on the season with a 3.75 ERA. He pitched 1 inning in the game last year. and ended up getting credit for the win. He faced 3 hitters for St. Ignatius. He actually walked the leadoff guy in the 7th inning, but then got Jack Dyke to hit into a double play. Teddy Schneider flied out. He got his 1 inning in, and the Irish won that game, as you all recall, in the bottom of the 7th inning. For St. Ignatius, as announced by their first-year head coach, Brian Polizzi, Justin Williamson is the shortstop. He'll hit first. Mario DeMera playing third base, batting second. DeMera off to a hot start with a .333 average. Colin McCarthy is your right fielder, hitting .529 in the early year for the Cats. He hits third. We mentioned Jack Dyke a couple of times already. He's the starting pitcher in today's game. The number 4 hitter, he's hitting .500, 9 out of 18 on the season, 9 RBIs and a couple of home runs for Jack Dyke. 1-1 on the season as a pitcher with a 1.56 ERA. The number 5 hitter for the Cats is the designated hitter, James Adams. James Adams hitting .385. The second baseman is Nick Glafkides. He's the hitting .250, batting 6th. Matt Rosen is the center fielder. Matt Rosen off to a hot start, .333, has a triple this year. He hits 7th. Sean Redmond is your catcher for the Cats today. And batting 9th and playing left field is Colin Clifford for SI. Sean Rinn is going to play first base for SI today. He will not be in the hitting lineup, as Jack Dyke is not only the number 1 pitcher for the Cats, he is also the best hitter. So the pitcher will hit today, while Sean Rinn will play first base, and he will not be in the hitting lineup. As I mentioned, SI is the home team right now, and Kevin Buckley is finishing off the introductions of all the players for SI, and we'll have our first pitch here in just a second.
Batting second, the third baseman, number 12, Mario DeMara. Batting third, the left fielder, number 22, Colin McCarthy. Batting in the cleanup spot, the pitcher, number 24, Jack Dyke. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 23, James Adams. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 21, Nick Glafkides. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 2, Matt Rosen. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 5, Sean Redmond. Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 16, Colin Clifford. And playing first base today for the Wildcats, number 27, Sean Rinn. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of both school communities and in the spirit of Bill Bruce and Jerry Mahoney, good luck to both teams participating today. Let's play ball.
So the Cats will take the field here in just a second. Nice job by Kevin Buckley orchestrating the pregame ceremony. We've given you the lineups for both teams. The umpires are on the field. The Cats will take the field in just a second. And just like Kevin said there, Alex, it's time to play ball.
Yes, it is. It will be a fun game here.
So we talked about the game last year. St. Ignatius Cathedral won that game 2-1. They had a run in the third inning. Cats tied it, or had a run in the third inning and went all the way to the 7th inning. It was a 1-1 game. The Cats got, or I should say the Irish got a leadoff double from Jack McDowell. He was bunted over to third base by Keyshawn Ogans. Ogans got 2 hits in the game last year for the Irish. His bunt single He was trying to sacrifice the runner over. He put down such a perfect bunt that he easily beat the throw to first base. So the Irish had runners at first and third with nobody out. Marty Cole, who has since graduated, was the top hitter for the Irish last year. He was intentionally walked, and that left the bases loaded for Martin Shadvaria, and Shadvaria never got a chance as a couple of pitches into the at-bat, the Cats threw a wild pitch, and pinch runner Connor Gregorio scored from third, and that's why the trophy is over on Ellis Street as we speak. And the Cats, the home team this year, so they'll get the final at-bats, have a chance to bring the trophy back home to 37th Avenue. We covered the football game and the basketball game in our pregame show a little bit at Kezar Stadium. The Irish won behind Anthony Hurd. Had a great day running the football, catching the football. The Irish quarterback, Kean Dowling, just a sophomore, playing in one of his first WCAL games as a starter, and the Irish won that night. But the Cats got revenge in January. Ren Robinson was on fire from three-point land, Neo Begovic and the rest. And the Cats defeated the Irish quite easily in the basketball game. So here we are to decide the trophy here today. Of course, longtime third base coach for Sacred Heart Cathedral, Marty Cole, will take his position in just a second. And, you know, I always thought that Marty Cole, the third base coach at Sacred Heart Cathedral, was Marty Cole's dad. It's actually his grandfather. Marty Cole told me that himself. He said, no, that's actually my grandfather that coaches third. So a very young-looking grandfather, that's for sure. And he'll take his position in just a second. Going over the ground rules right now, of course, playing in a big league ballpark, the differences obviously from a high school ballpark where these teams play normally. A wild pitch that decided the game last year. Tough to score on wild pitches in high school ballparks because there's usually a backstop and the ball gets obviously stopped a couple of feet away from home plate. So today the kids will have to adjust to that. And the umpires are going over the ground rules with the head coaches for both teams. Keyshawn Ogans, number 11, is in your on-deck circle. He looks like he's ready to get up there and hit right away. As I mentioned, he got a couple of hits in last year's game. He's hitting .438 in the young season for the Irish right now. Has a home run, 4 doubles. So Keyshawn Ogans, who will be attending Cal Berkeley for baseball next year, is off to an extremely hot start for the Irish. Jack Dyke, the big right-hander, he started the game last year for SI, so he's one of the few that will actually get 2 starts as a pitcher in this great series. Last year, Jack Dyke in this game threw 4 innings. He gave up 4 hits. He gave up 1 earned run. He walked a couple of players, and he struck out 1. He also hit a double in the game last year. He was 1 out of 3 as a hitter in the game. So Jack Dyke with a good solid start last year. He was out of the game by the time the Irish scored their winning run in the 7th inning.
Yeah, I can remember he pitched a really good game last year with a lot of good hitters on the SH team. Really kept SI in that game because the bats weren't really working for SI in most of that game, and they got lucky to get that 1 run.
So we don't know a lot about the teams this year yet. The season still brand new. Each team has only played 2 games in the WCAL. The Irish are 5-1 overall, and the Cats 4-3. There's players with some really hot starts and some really high averages. There's other players that off to slower starts with low averages, but hitting high in the lineup. So we'll see if those guys will get going today. And you just never know in a rivalry game who's going to be the hero today. And whoever that may be, they'll remember it for a lifetime. That is for sure. Getting off to a late start today. Our pregame ceremony started a little bit later than usual, or than we had planned. I gave you the Information on the WCAL baseball season so far. Valley Christian and the Bells, always very strong, both 2-0. Sarah, St. Francis, the Irish, and Mitty 1-1. SI and Reardon 0-2. And you know, the Irish had a huge win yesterday. They beat Mitty 14-2. Traditionally, Mitty's a very, very, very strong baseball team. I can't believe that the Irish actually beat the Monarchs 14-2. The Irish had 9 runs in the second inning. So here's Keyshawn Ogans, a very fast runner, plays shortstop. Last year played center field for the Irish. Keyshawn Ogans was all WCAL center fielder for the Irish last year. This year playing shortstop for Sacred Heart Cathedral. And as I mentioned, we'll be playing at California next year for the Bears. And here's our first pitch of the ball game. Bluffs a bunt. Forces that third baseman DeMera to come in for the Wildcats. The pitch is high and away.
Really bold decision to go bunt off the first pitch there.
A very fast runner, and we mentioned he had the bunt of the game last year, a perfectly placed bunt in that 7th inning. Next pitch is just missing for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, the Irish had a leadoff double in the 7th inning there, and Ogans came on with nobody out to bunt him over to third, and he laid down an absolute pearl down the third baseline, beat it out easily, and that set up the Irish for the game winner. Here's our next pitch, and it's hit out towards shortstop. That's Williamson with the long throw, and he got him. So nice play to start for the Cats as Ogans goes down 6-3, 1 out, and that'll bring up Dominic Paughton.
Now batting second baseman, number 1, DJ Poughton.
DJ Poughton, I guess we'll go with. Poughton hitting .333 is the second baseman for the Irish, and he hits a ground ball to second base. That's Glafkides up with it, and he throws him out. Quickly 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring up the center fielder for the Irish, Dan Hinderleiter.
Now batting center fielder, number 35, Danny Hinderleiter.
Hinderleiter hitting .200. He's one of those players with a low average. 3 out of 15 with 3 RBIs. He does have a triple, but a starter for the Irish last year. Hinderleiter got on base 3 times last year in this game. He was hit by a pitch, drew a walk, and got a base hit. One of the top hitters for the Irish last year, so don't be fooled by that .200 average. He fouls the first pitch back. Jack Dyke rocks and throws. Misses outside, a ball and a strike. The next pitch is in there for a called strike. This is one of those umpires, I'm just going to have to be patient. And here comes the pitch to Hinderleiter, and he fouls it away, staying alive into the protective netting along the first base side. Sean Wren retrieves the baseball for the Cats. A ball and 2 strikes to Danny Hinderleiter. Got him with a breaking ball. A very strong first inning for Jack Dyke. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Sacred Heart Cathedral nothing, and the Cats coming to bat. It'll be Justin Williamson, Mario DeMera, and Colin McCarthy for SI to face a left-handed pitcher for the Irish, Uday Narotam. Uday Narotam 2-0 on the season, a 3.75 ERA. And we mentioned he got the win in last year's game. He pitched the 7th inning in that game last year. He faced 3 hitters. Mateo Cressy, who's since graduated, he walked Mateo, but then got Jack Dyke to hit a hard shot to the third baseman for the Irish, and that turned into a 5-4-3 double play. He got Teddy Schneider to fly out to right field, so Uday Narotam, 2-0 on the season. but 1-0 in Bruce Mahoney baseball.
Yeah.
Pretty good record there.
Let's say something right there. I mean, last year you can say that he had a great year at the last game, but he's got a bigger role than he had last year, and he'll probably try to show off how good he is this year.
Yeah, he started some games last year. He was their number 2 pitcher, and in this game, obviously, both teams kind of, with the pitchers, they will start their best pitcher, and oftentimes, unless you have an established closer or a real strong relief man, often you'll just go to your number 2 pitcher. I mean, this is a game that you want. This is the biggest game on the schedule. Obviously, hopefully, CCS and WCL playoff games and CCS playoff games are obviously important too, but you're bringing your aces into this one.
Of course you are, yeah. You really want to win this game. It's the biggest game, no matter who else you're playing. This is the biggest game right now at Oracle Park. You want to win.
There's other action in the WCAL. The Bells are playing Mitty at Mitty's campus. Valley Christian's at Reardon. I call it Ron Isola Field. I think that's fair enough. St. Francis is at Sarah. That's all pretty cool, but we're here at Oracle Park, so the rest of the league quite jealous of the Irish and the Cats. So Justin Williamson steps in. He's another one of those guys that's not off to a hot start. 2 out of 9 on the year, hitting .222, has a double and a triple, 4 RBIs on the season. So Justin Williamson stands in, and the first pitch is a strike, called strike, no balls and a strike. To the shortstop for the Cats, Justin Williamson. That Aaron throws, and he fouls it back up towards us. Some construction workers had a chance at that one, but none of them moved. Dropped back down into the lower deck. No balls and 2 strikes to Justin Williamson. Narotam, the left-hander, rocks and misses high and away with that one. Mario Demira on deck. Colin McCarthy in the hole here for the Cats. A ball and 2 strikes to Justin Williamson. That one's in the dirt, 2-2. Narotam, the pitcher. La Chapelle at first base. Poughton is the second baseman. Ogun's the shortstop. Third base, Rodriguez. Left fielder, Clifford. Center fielder, Rosen. Right fielder, McCarthy. And Redmond behind the plate for the Irish on defense. And there's a line drive, base hit into left field. So Justin Williamson, just like that, raises his average on the season to 300. Those early season averages can sure fluctuate. He's now 3 out of 10 on the year. A leadoff hit for the Cats. And that'll bring up Mario Demira. Demira playing third base today for the Cats, off to a hot start, hitting .333, 6 out of 18, 6 RBIs, has 3 doubles on the year for the Cats. Justin Williamson, a good base runner, is on first base. Here's the first pitch, a swing and a miss by Demira. Irish playing double play position. In last year's game, both teams turned a couple double plays. When I get a minute, I'll count them up. The Irish turned a great double play in the 7th inning off the bat of Jack Dyke to help preserve that 1-1 game. Here's a pickoff, and he's got him. Does he have him? Safe. And a balk. It was such a great move, they've called a balk. So Justin Williamson will get to second base.
You don't usually see that every day.
Those left-handers are crafty, aren't they? Every left-hander in the world has a great pickoff move. The right-handers, none of them do. And Brian Morgan out to argue. You cannot argue a balk call, but nothing gets baseball people more upset than a left-hander that gets called for a balk. I'm telling you, it's such a fine line. And that balk was called by the third base umpire, not the first base umpire. Very unusual. So the Cats have a runner on second base with nobody out.
Well, this is the type of momentum you need for SI right now to get any position on the second base. You can really get anything going here.
Demira, a right-handed hitter, stands in with a count, I believe, of 0-1. There's no scoreboard today. And I believe they've just thrown the one pitch to Demira, a swing and a miss, so no balls and a strike. And now his job is to hit the ball to the right side. he's trying to get it to the right side, and he fouls it back. Well, I mean, now the construction workers, somebody could just go get that one. Come on, guys. Little hustle. Little shake. Come on. No balls and 2 strikes to Demera. You get a shot of this guy, Jason? He's really not. I've seen guys hustle for foul balls quite a bit stronger than that. Naratam from the stretch. Now a pickoff play at second base, but Williamson gets back in front of the tag play by Ogans. Don't know for sure, but the two of them look like they're pretty good friends. They actually shared a little handshake and a mini hug when Williamson got to second base. So both shortstops, both leadoff hitters, probably play off-season ball together somewhere. Demera standing in and pitches high and away. A ball and 2 strikes. It took this fan so long to get to the ball, he doesn't even know where it is anymore. Gotta love high school baseball here at a big league ballpark. Demera trying to get the ball over to the right side. Let's get Williamson over to third base with less than 2 outs if we can. And here's a pitch, fly to left field, routine play. That's Clifford. He'll make the catch, no chance to advance. So Demera with a wasted out, flies out to left. And with 1 out, that'll bring up Colin McCarthy. McCarthy plays right field for the Cats, off to a hot start, 9 out of 17. Hitting .529, 8 RBIs, 2 home runs on the year for the power hitting right fielder, right-handed hitter, Colin McCarthy. Naratam rocks and he throws off-speed pitches outside for a ball. Williamson had a leadoff hit. He was balked to second base. He's there with 1 out. And the pitch to McCarthy. Swing and a miss. Ball and a strike. Diego Padilla puts down the sign. Pickoff play at second base, but Justin Williamson is back. The Irish doing a good job of keeping Williamson close to second base. Any base hit to the outfield. Have a chance maybe to throw him out at home if the Cats decide to send him. St. Ignatius Cathedral Hinterlander threw out a guy last year in the game at home. And here's a pop-up on the infield. Tough play for a catcher, but Padilla is there to make the play. Any play is a tough play for a catcher, looking up into the bright sun, throwing away the mask, running around with all that chest protector and shin guards, but he makes the play. So there's 2 outs, and Justin Williamson remains at second base. Jack Dyke, the hitter, hitting .500 on the year, best hitter on the team for the Cats, has a couple of home runs on the season, 9 RBIs, and he will be walked. Intentional base on balls from Brian Morgan. I was wondering about that, if they would just pass on Jack Dyke, and they did. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, James Adams. Lefty on lefty here. James Adams hitting .385 in his own right, 5 out of 13, 3 RBIs and a triple on the year for James Adams. So Jack Dyke showing the Barry Bonds treatment here at Oracle Park. And a swing and a fair ball out in front of home plate. Padilla, the catcher, makes a nice play to first base. La Pachelle is there, and that retires the side. That putout goes 2-3. We've played 1. No score here from Oracle Park. For the Irish, it'll be Connor LaChapelle, Chris Rodriguez, and the designated hitter Lucas Kelly to face the big right-hander for the Cats, Jack Dyke. You know, back in the day when Bonds played here, do you remember Barry Bonds?
I think so. I've only seen one game at AT&T with him there.
Okay. Yeah. It's funny how we have to ask people if they kids here. Anyway, they used to hang rubber chickens every time the intentional walk was recorded to Barry Bonds. Jack Dyke getting the intentional walk here. Of course, the Cats walked Marty Cole intentionally last year as well to load the bases with nobody out in the 7th inning. So it's actually a good move as Uday Naratam got James Adams to tap out in front of home plate. Nice play by the catcher there for the Irish, Diego Padilla, to make that play. Oh, an update. Valley Christian leads Reardon 8-0 in the top of the 2nd inning over at Reardon. Valley Christian and Bellarmine looked like the teams to beat this year in the WCAL baseball team. Valley Christian beat Sacred Heart Cathedral early in the year, 11-4. Bells 2-0, Valley 2-0. Bells play Mitty today. St. Francis is at Sarah. Cats have a loss to Sarah and a loss to Bellarmine. Sacred Heart Cathedral has a victory over Mitty and a loss to Valley Christian. Big left-handed hitting first baseman for the Irish, Connor LaChapelle, hitting .333, 5 out of 15. 7 RBIs, has a double. A couple of triples for the Irish, and the first pitch is an excuse me swing, fouled away. Jack Dyke throws and misses high and away, a ball and a strike to Connor LaChapelle. Connor LaChapelle playing in his first Bruce Mahoney action. Pitch is swing and a miss, a ball and 2 strikes. I had a chance to connect with Brian Morgan, the Sacred Heart Cathedral head baseball coach. He told me that Sacred Heart Cathedral lost 14 seniors to graduation last year. Of course, senior Keyshawn Ogans is back. Danny Hinderleiter, you've seen him hit in the game already. He was the man that made a great throw from left field last year, threw an SI runner out at home plate to preserve a 1-1 tie. Pitch is fouled away. See if I can find that play. Hinderleiter threw out a guy at home. Oh yeah, here it is right here. Justin Williamson had a base hit. Dan Lawrence was on second base, and Hinderleiter threw him out at home to end the inning. So a big play from Hinderleiter last year. Another excuse me swing by Connor LaChapelle. He keeps the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Popped up on the infield. The catcher for the Cats comes out of play. Sean Redmond was tracking that ball, but it ends up in the light well. So Connor LaChapelle will get another chance. LaChapelle wears big number 44 for the Irish, and he hits a fly ball to center field, hit pretty well. Rosen going back, now comes in a step, and he will make the catch. Matt Rosen with the play. 4 in a row retired to start the game for Jack Dyke, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Chris Rodriguez.
Number 13, Chris Rodriguez.
Rodriguez off to a very hot start, 10 out of 15, hitting .667, has 3 RBIs and a double. course, when you see a number 44 at Oracle Park, of course, Willie McCovey played all of his games at Candlestick Park, but you can't help think of the big left-handed hitting first baseman for the Giants. His number to our left on the wall here at Oracle Park, along with Gaylord Perry, Willie Mays, Barry Bonds, Juan Marichal, Mel Ott. Great numbers here in Giants history. Orlando Cepeda up there as well. That pitch is just missing for a ball. Chris Rodriguez with a good eye. On deck is the freshman, Lucas Kelly. This pitch misses by a bit inside, so it's a 4-pitch walk, the first base runner of the game for the Irish. A couple of close pitches during that at-bat, but ball 4 was way inside, so Jack Dyke issues the walk. Chris Rodriguez is at first base, and the designated hitter is Lucas Kelly. Just a freshman, Lucas Kelly, 10 out of 20 in the young season, hitting .500, has 4 doubles and 10 RBIs. He got 3 hits in the game yesterday against the Midi Monarchs. So just a freshman in his second WCAL game with 3 hits against the Monarchs. Very impressive.
It's probably his biggest game he's ever played as well.
He scored 3 runs, had an RBI, and had a double in the game yesterday. Played at West Sunset, which is kind of interesting that St. Ignatius Cathedral was playing a home game at West Sunset yesterday. That's so cool. SI's home field forever was West Sunset. I mean, SI could have easily scouted that game from the biology lab. Pitch inside. Shout out to SI graduate. I don't know what year Frank Murphy graduated, but he's my nephew. Do you have any idea? Come on, Sean, you're in the development department. You should know this stuff. Frank Murphy's in the 6th row. Has an 8th grader at St. Anne's. There's a foul ball down the line. 6th row behind home plate. Way to go, Frank. I'm going to say he graduated in the 90s somewhere, maybe. I don't even know. I'll get in trouble. Lucas Kelly, the designated hitter, with Chris Rodriguez on first base. Here's the pitch, and it's lined into left field for a base hit. Rodriguez is around second. He stumbles. Got a chance if they threw it behind him, but the ball comes back into the infield, so Rodriguez holds at second base, and Lucas Kelly in his first at-bat of what plans to be many, many at-bats in this great Bruce Mahoney rivalry. Lucas Kelly, a freshman, gets a base hit to left field in his first at-bat in this great series. So runners on first and second for the Irish, and Rafael Cervantes will be the hitter for Sacred Heart Cathedral. Cervantes also off to a hot start, 5 out of 10 on the year, hitting .500 with 8 RBIs. He has a double, a triple, and a home run. So the right fielder packs some power. Right-handed hitter. Two on with 1 out. And that pitch misses for ball 1. Cervantes swings and misses. Good pitch there from Jack Dyke. The Irish, Chris Rodriguez walked. Lucas Kelly with a base hit. Rodriguez at second base. Kelly at first. Rafael Cervantes the hitter. Jack Dyke steps off. Lafkides, the second baseman for the Wildcats, is keeping Rodriguez very close there at second base. On deck for the Irish is Diego Padilla. And here's the pitch, and it's bounced to first base, could be two. The throw to second is thrown away. A run is going to come in and score for the Irish. Safe at second is Lucas Kelly. Chris Rodriguez comes all the way around to score, and it's going to be a throwing error on Sean Rinn. Now, Sean could have taken the easy out there at first base. He decided to go for the 3-6-3 double play, and the throw short hopped Justin Williamson. So that's an error. A run scores, E3. Kelly's at second base, and Cervantes, safe on the error, is at first base. And the catcher, Diego Padilla, into the batter's box for the Irish. And Diego Padilla hits the ground ball up the middle, could be two. Stepping on second base for one. The throw to first is thrown away. Another error and another run for the Irish. It could have been a double play, but Klavkides had a hard time stepping on the bag, and he throws it away. So that error will allow Lucas Kelly to score from third base. Cervantes is out at second base, and Padilla is at first base.
Down batting, left fielder, number 28.
2 runs in for the Irish. Lucas Herrera, the left fielder, the number 9 hitter for the Irish. He floats one down the right field line into foul territory, and a foul ball. Nice try by the right fielder for the Irish, or for the Cats, Colin McCarthy. Lucas Herrera, 3 out of 9, hitting .333 with a couple RBIs. There will be no RBI for Diego Padilla. Lucas Kelly had stopped at third base, and then when the ball got away at first base, he came in to score. So that will be an error, 2 errors in the inning on the Wildcats. 2 outs, and the pitch is popped up, foul territory, drifting towards the stands and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to Lucas Herrera. Chris Rodriguez drew a walk. Lucas Kelly with the only base hit of the inning. A line drive to left field. Rodriguez went to second base on the play. A throwing error on Sean Rinn allowed Rodriguez to score, and then another throwing error off the ball hit by Diego Padilla from Klavkides, and the Irish have 2 runs in. Both these runs will be unearned. Swing and a miss, and he struck out Lucas Herrera. So 2 runs for the Irish, 1 hit, 2 errors. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. It's the Irish 2 and the Cats nothing. Both those runs unearned. So Nick Klavkides will lead off for the Irish, or for the Cats in the second inning. Matt Rosen, and then the catcher Sean Redmond to go against Uday Naratan. Stay tuned after the end of this half inning. Sean Lahan had a chance to sit down, and he'll introduce the new SI baseball coach, Brian Polizzi, with a quick little interview that we will play actually at the end of the third inning. So stay tuned for that. SI with a brand new coaching staff as well, so we'll get into that a little bit as the game goes along. I'm embarrassed to say, Brian Morgan, I just forgot to figure out how many years he's been the head coach at Sacred Heart Cathedral, but boy, it's in the 15 to 20 year range. If anybody wants to text me, why don't I text Kevin Buckley right now? He'll know. Brian Morgan, SI class of 1986, longtime head coach for the Irish.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Wildcats.
Of course, Brian Morgan's kids. He's got kids at Sacred Heart Cathedral now, but they matriculated through St. Brendan's. And my daughter Jenna actually taught one of Brian Morgan's kids at St. Brendan's. She was there for a year. Glafkides, Nick Glafkides, the second baseman. Hitting .250 for the Wildcats, 3 out of 12, has a couple of RBIs, has scored a run for SI this year. Narotam, and that's a check swing. He went too far for a strike. Narotam and Padilla, the battery for the Irish. Diego Padilla had a strong defensive inning back in the first. Got credit for a put out and an assist. Glafkides stands in, looking to get the second inning started here for the Wildcats. This is Brian Morgan's 19th year as the head coach of Sacred Heart Cathedral. So I said anywhere between 15 and 20, so I was on it. So Brian Morgan, 19 years as the head coach here at Sacred Heart Cathedral. The pitch is lined into center field and over the head of the center fielder for the Irish, Rosen, around second, and on his way to third is Glafkides, and he will get in there with the slide. Did he come off the base? And he did, and he is called out. Wow. So give the assist to the center fielder for the Irish, making a very, very, very strong throw. Dan Hinderleiter, we mentioned that Hinderleiter threw out a man last year as well.
Very tough play there. Nick Glafkides almost getting the triple there, but the slide, guys, he got off the base there, it looks like. He would have gone there on time if he didn't have that much momentum there.
So Dan Hinderleiter has an assist in last year's game, and he has an assist in this year's game. Outfield assist. Dan Hinderleiter has 2 in the series. That's probably a record. You know, he overslid the bag. The throw got there a hair late, but the key to that play, it was such a strong, perfect throw that the third baseman for the Irish,
that's SI right
yeah,
there.
Rodriguez was able to hold the ball and put the tag on. So 1 out. Matt Rosen, the hitter. Rosen 4 out of 12 on the year, hitting .333, has a couple of RBIs, also has a triple in the season so far. Pitch is high and away. Uday Narotam with help from his defense. He throws low for a ball. The left-hander throws, and that ball is popped up on the infield. It looks like the second baseman for Sacred Heart Cathedral will make the call and make the catch. That's DJ Potton. 2 up and 2 down. And that'll bring up the catcher for the Wildcats, Sean Redmond.
Catcher, number 5, Sean Redmond.
Redmond 3 out of 6 on the young season with 3 RBIs. Vicente Molina is the backup catcher today. Ray Balcura not getting the start today. Shout out to both of those guys. You heard them in our pregame show. Done a lot of work on the SI Sports Network over the 4 years. Always in on broadcasting football games and basketball games. So hoping that those two get a chance later in the day. Swing and a miss by Redmond. He's in the hole here. No balls and 2 strikes. Uday throws and he blows him away. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. No runs, 1 hit, but a great defensive play by Danny Hinderleiter. Nobody left for the Cats. We've played 2. It's the Irish 2, the Cats nothing. You are watching the SI Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Bill Gotch, Director of Summer Programs at St. Ignatius. We have exciting things planned for you this summer, 2019. SI Summer Programs are proud to offer multiple sports camps from basketball to baseball, football, volleyball, and even badminton. As a matter of fact, our Nike basketball camps with Coach Marcoletti are open now. We also run a middle school during the summer for rising 6th graders, 7th graders, 8th graders, and 9th graders. Some of our activities and camps include cooking camp, engineering, robotics, and even photography, as well as many more popular camps. For more information, visit us at siprograms.com. Registration dates for all camps and academic programs begin on February 4th.
And we're back here at Oracle Park. The Irish with 2 in the second lead 2-0 here as we come to the top of the 3rd inning. The Irish will have their top of the order. Keyshawn Ogans, DJ Potton, and Dan Hinderleiter to face Jack Dyke. Jack Dyke had some tough luck there in the 2nd inning. He did give up 1 base hit in the inning, but a couple of errors by SI allowed 2 unearned runs. So the Irish lead here 2-0 as we start play in the top of the 3rd. Keyshawn Ogans grounded out to shortstop back in the 1st inning. Hitting .438 on the season. Last year, Keyshawn Ogans led off the game for the Irish with a base hit, but then Marty Cole, the terrific hitter for Sacred Heart Cathedral, hit into a double play. And we mentioned that Ogans got the bunt hit of the game last year. Keyshawn Ogans played center field last year for the Irish, had 2 hits in the game last year. He's the shortstop. 0 for 1 in the game so far today. And he stands in against Jack Dyke. Dyke with a nice off-speed pitch. Swing and a miss by Ogans. No balls and 1 strike. Dyke rocks and throws, hit to 3rd. Tough bounce, but a nice play by DeMera. He throws high. 3rd throwing error of the day for the Cats. And Keyshawn Ogans, with that terrific speed, easily gets into 2nd base. So the Cats have had 3 throwing errors by the 1st baseman, the 2nd baseman, and now the 3rd baseman. And Ogans is at 2nd base with nobody out.
Now batting second baseman, number 1.
There in the beginning of the game. And I don't know if those drills are paying off right now. I mean, if those 3 throwing errors, it's really hurting them right now with 2-0 lead by SH.
DJ Potton is the 2nd baseman. He grounded out to 2nd base back in the 1st inning. And he swings and fouls it straight back. Potton, a number 2 hitter. He'll be looking to get the ball to the right side, move that runner over if he can. Jack Dyke, no balls and a strike, and he throws outside for a ball. Good stop there by Sean Redman. Keyshawn Ogans, we know he's a terrific base runner. We don't have numbers this early in the year as far as steals go. He's got a very good lead out there at 2nd base. And there he goes, and the pitch is in the dirt. He'll take 3rd base easily. So we're going to call it a stolen base. I got to tell you, even with a pitch that would have been handled by Sean Redmond, I don't think he had a chance. He had a big lead and a huge jump. So Keyshawn Ogans is at third base with nobody out. And early in the game here, the Cats trailing 2-0 will bring the infield in. So DJ Potton, his job now is to drive in the runner. He fouls it back. A moment ago, his job was to get that runner to third base. Well, Keyshawn Ogans took care of that himself. So now DJ Potton is looking for an RBI. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Potton does have 1 RBI on the season. With the infield in. Let's see if the contact play is on. It's flied into left field, and now we're going to have a race. The catch is made. Ogans is going to fake and not come, and it's a good throw. So fine play by the left fielder for SI, Colin Clifford. He got the throw in on time, right to the cutoff man, and Keyshawn Ogans with his blazing speed, not able to tag up on that short fly ball into left field.
Yeah, great throw by Colin Clifford there. A lot of power and a lot of pace on that ball there. And Keyshawn, I think that would have been a really tough play. I mean, we've been really close, but I think SI would have gone that out there if he went for home.
Infield still in. Dan Hinderleiter is the hitter, and he hits one into center field, and this will score the run, I believe. Coming in and a diving catch is made. That's a great catch by the center fielder for the Cats, Matt Rosen, but because he had to dive for it and make the play, it's an easy tag for Keyshawn Ogans. He will score. Sacrifice fly by Dan Hinderleiter, and the Irish lead 3-0. So given RBI to Hinderleiter. I don't think Rosen was going to get him anyway, but he just misjudged it for just a hair, and he had to come in and make a diving catch, and that made it an easy tag up for Ogans. Even with a clean catch and a strong throw, I don't think you're going to get Keyshawn Ogans on that one.
Yeah,
Plenty deep enough.
That ball went very deep out there, and I mean, that would be a long throw for a center fielder to make.
Connor LaChapelle takes a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Connor LaChapelle. He flied out to center field back in the second, hitting .333 on the year, 7 RBIs, a double and a triple. The big first baseman fouls one away. Irish lead here 3-0. All of the runs are unearned. You don't often see a team have 3 runs on 1 hit. But the Cats have 3 errors in the game. Here's the pitch, too high, a ball and 2 strikes. Good situational baseball by the Irish there. Ogans got to second base on the overthrow. His speed got him to second base. Some hitters wouldn't have even tried to get to second base even though the ball was thrown away. He got there, and there's a swing and a foul ball, so staying alive is Connor LaChapelle. Ogans then a stolen base to get to third, and only because he stole third was he able to score on the sacrifice fly by Danny Hinderleiter. Hinderleiter has an RBI in the game and an outfield assist. A lot of ways to contribute in baseball without getting a base hit. That pitch is just missing on the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The home plate umpire is not going to be real happy with half of SI's team running towards the dugout. The call was a ball. And here's Dyke to throw. Popped up, shortstop area for the Cats. Now the third baseman for SI is going to make the play. That's Mario Demera. And the Irish are retired. So a run, no hits, an error, and a sacrifice fly. We move to the bottom of the third, and the Irish lead here 3-0, Alex. So far it's been some sloppy Wildcat defense that have given the Irish the lead here in this game, 3-0.
Yeah, SI played fairly smoothly in the first inning, but then it looks like that the defense is not playing that good, and then they also can't get the bats going as well. Nick Lafke's barely missed out on the triple there. Would have gotten a lot of momentum, but if you're getting like pop outs and infield outs, you can't really do anything about it. Really, you can't get anyone home. So SI needs to get some runs in right now to get back in the game.
Really, the difference in the game right now is defense. Danny Hinderleiter threw a man out at third base. Nick Glavkides calling a double. He actually beat the throw to third. He got to the base, beat the throw, overslid the bag, and a perfect throw from Hinderleiter. And that was a leadoff batter for the Cats. Cats could have had a leadoff man at third base. So terrific defense by the Irish. Also, St. Bernard Cathedral's catcher, Diego Padilla, made a nice play. A 2-3 put out with 2 runners on in the first inning, 2 on and 2 out. Still a nice play. Anytime you're a catcher and you got to run out there and get the ball and throw to first, it could be a little awkward. Cats, on the other hand, 3 errors in the game, 3 throwing errors. And this is why we have our score 3-0 in favor of the Irish. Left-handed hitting Colin Clifford, 3 out of 16 on the year for Colin Clifford. He has an RBI, and that pitch misses for a ball. 3 runs scored and an RBI. And if you're wondering why I'm taking so long to announce ball or strike, it's because this home plate umpire really takes his time before he makes a call. That pitch is swung on a miss. I can call that one a strike right away. A ball and a strike to the left-handed hitting Colin Clifford. Uday Narotam in his 3rd inning of work. He's given up 2 hits. He's given off leadoff hits in the first and the second inning. But the leadoff hit in the second inning was the one we were talking about, where Nick Glavkides got thrown out at third base. That last pitch called a ball. 2 balls and a strike to Colin Clifford. Ground ball up the middle towards second base. Up with it is Potton. Strong throw to first, not in time. Colin Clifford got down the line and he beat that throw. So Colin Clifford's going to be credited with an infield hit. He's at first base. We go back to the top of the order for Justin Williamson.
No, that's exactly what you need. You need someone on to get on base right there. Gets a little bit of momentum as well, and getting someone on first base. We'll see how it happens in this inning here.
DJ Potton made a pretty good play there. He actually had to go towards the middle of the diamond to pick up that ground ball, and Clifford, running from the left-handed batter's box, beat it easily at first base. Now, we know Narotam has a good pickoff move, and that pitch is in the dirt. He was called for a balk back in the first inning. The SI base runner was Justin Williamson, and looked like he picked him off, but a balk was called. Justin Williamson led off the game with a base hit. His batting average up to 300 now. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul ball by Justin Williamson, a ball and a strike. Williamson got to second base with nobody out in the first inning, but could not advance any further as the Irish got out of a jam. Chance to do some damage here with Colin Clifford at first base. Here's the throw to first, picks him off clean. I mean, picks him off by a mile, and the out is called. And I said he had a good pickoff move, so don't blame me for that one. That was, these left-handers are so crafty. Again, it's hard to tell from here, but what was the difference between that move and the move in the first inning? One's a balk, the other's a perfect clean pickoff move. That every left-handed pitcher I've ever seen has a good pickoff move.
Yeah, and Colin Clifford, he did not see that one coming. He didn't even move when the ball was thrown to first base right there. A really great move by the pitcher.
So the putout goes 1-3 on the pickoff. The first baseman for the Irish, La Chapelle, actually had a difficult time tagging Colin Clifford, and he barely nicked him. Here's a ground ball to third. Tough hop and a strong play from Rodriguez, and he throws him out. A very fine defensive play by Chris Rodriguez. He got a tough hop there. He stayed right with it, and he throws out Justin Williamson. So 2 out now for the Cats, and that'll bring up Mario DeMera. DeMera hit a fly ball to short left field back in the first, hitting .333, and he gets hit by the pitch. An off-speed pitch. Didn't make much of a move to get out of the way of it, but hit by the pitch. Remember last year there was a big argument on a hit by a pitch? An Irish hitter was hit. Yeah, to lead off, it was Hinderleiter to lead off the 6th inning. That didn't make Matt Stecker very happy, as Hinderleiter didn't really try and get out of the way. Pitches a ball. Hitting for the Cats is Colin McCarthy. He popped up to the catcher back in the first. McCarthy hitting .529, has 8 RBIs and 2 home runs on the year. Uday throws, swinging a tapper foul. Uday Narotam, he doesn't look like he blazes it in there with a fastball, kind of that traditional left-hander. Obviously a great pickoff move. Off-speed pitch, throws strikes. Looks like he frustrates hitters just a little bit.
Yeah, he takes his time with the windup as well.
There's an off-speed pitch missing for a ball. Over at first base, Mario DeMera. He looks like the type of lead you get in a slow pitch softball game when you're not allowed to leave the base. Very short lead. And that helps your defense. You know, a ground ball up the middle, you knock a ball down, you have an extra second to maybe get a guy at second base. There's a pitch low. 3 balls and a strike to Colin McCarthy. Then on deck hitter is Jack Dyke. And we know that the Irish do not want to face Jack Dyke here in the 3rd inning. There's no question about that. The Cats' leading hitter. Here's a pickoff throw to first, and DeMera had a very short lead, so he gets back to the bag. You could get picked off with a short lead with this kid. You could start your secondary lead and just get frozen. Here's a fly ball hit deep into left field. This ball has got a charge into it. Hinderleiter all the way to the warning track, and he makes the catch. Danny Hinderleiter turns it into a routine out, but the outfield play by the Irish has been spectacular today. No runs and a hit for the Cats, and a runner left on base. We've played 3. It's the Irish 3, the Cats nothing. Stay tuned as Sean Lahan has a chance to sit down with new SI baseball coach Brian Polizzi.
All right, so let's meet the coach, Brian Polizzi. Brian, tell us about your baseball background before coming to SI.
My baseball background, the last 7 years, or 7 years prior to taking the job at SI, I was the head coach at Branson up in Marin County. As a player, I went to high school in Sparta, New Jersey, went on to play in college at George Washington University, and also played at San Jose State. I came out to California after I graduated, and I started working for the Oakland Athletics, doing some video for them. And when working for the A's, I saw how Ron Washington worked with the infielders, and he was really an inspiration for me to become a coach and start working with kids.
So what are your expectations and goals for your team this season?
Biggest goal for us, I feel like, is staying present, and really just focusing on what we're doing at the time, winning practice, and then just taking it game by game. I know in the WCAL, it's a tough league. Every game is kind of like a playoff game mentality, and just taking it moment to moment. But also just like in terms of the season, we would really like to just advance in the WCAL playoffs. Play at Santa Clara in a game in the league playoffs, and also qualify for TCS and make some noise there.
Back here at Oracle Park, Irish lead 3-0. We move to the 4th inning. Chris Rodriguez, the 3rd baseman, will lead off for the Irish in the 4th. He drew a walk and scored a run back in the 2nd inning. Shout out from Joe Ferrero. Joe reminded me that back in 2015, the Cats were trailing 3-0 early in that game. Some kid named Andrew Ferrero, Joe's son, was the pitcher that day. Gave up 3 runs in the, 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Just like today, the Cats were trailing 3-0 in that game, but that one ended well. Andrew Ferrero that day pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs. He walked a hitter, struck out 4, and Andrew Ferrero got the win that day, a 7-3 Wildcat victory 4 years ago. Andrew Ferrero, a college pitcher now, and I believe Joe might be on the East Coast watching him play today, so thanks for the shout out from Joe Ferrero, reminding us his son Andrew was the winning pitcher 4 years ago in this game, a 7-3 Wildcat victory. It is a strike. I was going to say just missed on the outside corner. He takes so long to call the strikes. Geez, I wish this guy was a little quicker with the calls. 2 strikes now on Chris Rodriguez. Here it is. And he calls strike 3 on a pitch that looked like it might have been a little bit outside. So Rodriguez is out. And Lucas Kelly, the designated hitter, had a base hit and a run scored back in the second inning. In fact, Lucas Kelly has the only hit in the game for the Irish, with some errors helping. The Irish have a 3-0 lead. Lucas Kelly is for real. He drives it into left field, but the play is made by Clifford out in left field. Colin Clifford with the catch. We were wondering about the freshman. We said he was hitting 500 coming in. He's hit 2 balls very hard.
Yeah, the last ball really hit hard. A lot of power on that. If it was placed anywhere else in the open field, that could have been like a double right there.
So that ball hit hard. Into and out, quickly 2 out. And here's Rafael Cervantes. So thanks for the shout out from Joe Ferrero. Andrew Ferrero, not just a great baseball player for SI, a pitcher. He was also a terrific kicker for the SI football team. This ball's lifted to right field. McCarthy has an easy play. And a very strong inning as Colin McCarthy puts that away. 3 up and 3 down. Well done by Jack Dyke. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-0 Irish. Time for the Cats to get the bats going. For SI, Jack Dyke will lead off. James Adams and Nick Glafkides will hit in the 4th inning for the Wildcats against the left-hander for the Irish, Uday Naratan. Irish 3 runs on 1 hit. Playing excellent defense. The Cats, no runs. Cats have 3 hits in the game, but they also have 3 errors. The Cats have had a leadoff base hit in every single inning. In the 1st inning, Justin Williamson got a leadoff hit but was stranded at second base. Nick Glafkides had a leadoff double, got thrown out, trying to stretch it into a triple. Colin Clifford had a leadoff hit back in the 3rd, and he got picked off first base. So we'll see if Jack Dyke gets things started. Down, where's that game? At Mitty, I believe. Bellarmine Bells 4, the Monarchs 2. Top of the 5th in that game. Looking around the WCAL. Will Simons is on the air with us. Attaboy, Will. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Were you running a race today?
Yes.
Is that what's going on?
All 3 of us actually have a race. Alex is running later, but Vernon and I just came from all the way over in Dublin.
Cross-country meet?
Track.
Track. There you go. Who's the track coach at SI now?
Still Mr. Hickox.
Yeah.
Rob
Hickox is, no kidding, longtime soccer coach here at SI.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Dyke, the number 4 hitter, the pitcher in today's game. He drew an intentional walk back in the 1st inning. He's hitting for the Wildcats, and the first pitch from Uday Naratam is in the dirt for a ball. A ball and no strikes to Jack Dyke, hitting .500 on the year, 9 RBIs, 2 home runs.
Fortunately, as we saw with that last Colin McCarthy hit, it's hard to hit a home run in this park.
Yeah, McCarthy drove it to deep left field. Danny Hinderleiter, you could give him a gold glove, Danny Hinderleiter. As far as Bruce Mahoney baseball, he's thrown out 2 runners, 1 at third, 1 at home. The man he threw out at home last year. And Hinderleiter's going to get another chance to deep center field. Don't hit the ball to Danny Hinderleiter is the key here for the Cats. 2 long fly balls. The last 2 hitters. Jack Dyke drove that one to deep center field, but Hinderleiter makes the play. And that'll bring up James Adams, the designated hitter.
And both of those hits, both by Dyke and McCarthy, would have probably been home runs over at Fairmont, where the Cats usually play. I mean, both of those balls were close to 380 at least.
Yeah, but when I was at SI, we played at West Sunset. They would not have been home runs there. That left field wall is pretty long. Here's the pitch to Adams. It's taken for a ball. Adams, the left-handed hitter, designated hitter, was up with 2 on and 2 out in the first, and he had a little tapper back towards the mound. The catcher for the Irish made a nice play. Diego Padilla got out there, made the play to first base. Adams hitting .385 with 3 RBIs and a triple on the young season. Lefty against lefty. Hit out towards second base. That's DJ Potton, and he makes the play over to La Chapelle, a 4-3 putout. 2 up, 2 down, and that'll bring up Nick Glafkides.
Now batting right fielder, number 21, Nick Glafkides.
Glafkides is the ball over the center fielder's head for the Irish back in the second inning, but then Hinderleiter made a strong throw to third base. And a leadoff double became an out at third. Here's a breaking ball in there for a called strike. Uday Naratam working the outside corners to the Cats hitters. Comes inside in the dirt, a ball and a strike. The right-handed hitting Glafkides stands in, and he takes a strike. A ball and 2 strikes. This guy's the human rain delay on making these calls. The lefty rocks, and he throws inside, almost hits Glafkides. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Naratam looked like he wanted to put a little extra on that pitch. Missed inside. 2 outs here in the 4th inning and a 2-2 count to Nick Glafkides. Hit towards shortstop. This is Ogans with the backhand and a long throw, and he got a ice safe. Wow! Brian Morgan can't believe it. He's called safe at first base, so Nick Glafkides beats it out. That'll be the 2nd infield hit for the Cats on the day. And I thought he got him, but the play is called safe. Do we get a replay on this, Jason? We'll get a replay later today. So Glafkides is at first base with 2 outs. That'll bring up Matt Rosen, the center fielder for the Cats, hitting .333. That was a nice play by the shortstop for the Irish, Keyshawn Ogans, and a very strong throw.
Better hustle by Glafkides, though, to beat that out and keep this inning alive.
Be careful over at first base there. We have seen his pickoff move. He comes home with this one, and it's hit right to the shortstop, so that'll be a force out at second base. So Rosen hit the ball fairly hard, but right to Ogans, the easy 6-4 putout, and that'll end the 4th inning. No runs and a hit for the Cats. 3-0 Irish. You are watching the SI Sports Network.
Hello, I'm SI Performing Arts student Margaret Dresselhaus, class of 2020, and here is your winter and spring 2019 SI Performing Arts calendar. On February 1st in the Choral Room, it's the SI Piano Recital. On March 7th and 8th in Wiegand Theatre, it's the Cabaret Showcase, Stages of Love, featuring a program of love songs. On March 28th through April 6th in Bandon Theatre, it's the annual spring musical The Addams Family. The show is a musical comedy based on the characters of its namesake comic, TV show, and films. Following the spring musical, it's the Visually Dynamic Senior Dance Showcase on April 25th and 26th in Wiegand Theatre. And on May 1st and 3rd in Bandon Theatre, it's the Spring Pops Concert featuring the SI Orchestra and Jazz Band. For more information, additional performances, and tickets for all events this spring, log on to siprep.org and click on Arts. That's siprep.org and click on Arts.
We're back here at Oracle Park. We head to the 5th inning in a fast-moving ball game. The Irish lead 3-0. Want to thank Joe Ferrero for checking in. Andrew Ferrero, the winning pitcher in the game here 4 years ago. Joe is on his way home. Andrew pitching at Amherst. Pitched last night. Left the game with a lead, but Amherst lost 6-5 in the 9th inning. So really appreciate Joe Ferrero checking in. Andrew Ferrero was one of our favorites to cover here on the SI Sports Network. Can't believe he's a senior already. Diego Padilla, the Sacred Heart Cathedral catcher, will lead off here. Diego Padilla hit a ground ball to second base back in the 2nd inning. Looked like it might be a double play ball. The Cats got one out on the play, but couldn't convert the double play. He hits a ground ball to 3rd, and the throw is in time for the out. Keeping his foot on the bag was Sean Rinn, and that putout goes 5-3. But Padilla's back in the 2nd inning, safe at first on a throwing error, and that gave Sacred Heart Cathedral a run back in the 2nd inning. So this is Lucas Herrera. He struck out back in the 2nd. Hitting .333 coming into today's game, and he hits the first pitch right to the middle of the diamond. The third baseman for the Cats comes over, and he makes the catch. So 2 pitches, 2 outs. That was Mario Demera with the play. 2 plays for Demera here in the 5th. A very quick inning for Jack Dyke so far, but here comes Keyshawn Ogans. Ogans was safe on a throwing error back in the 3rd inning, got to second base, stole 3rd, and scored on a sacrifice fly from Danny Hinderleiter. Pitches in there for a strike.
Looking to make this another quick out, get the Cats back on the batting side so that they can get some momentum going, down 3-0.
Pitch outside for a ball. It was a 2-pitch, 2-out inning, but the leadoff hitter, Keyshawn Ogans, a little bit more patient, as leadoff hitters tend to be. I'm afraid to say anything, but that pitch misses for a ball. Can't speak too soon. So working a count now is Keyshawn Ogans against the right-hander, Jack Dyke. Pitch is in there, and Ogans fouls it away right below us. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter for the Irish. Hitting .438 on the young season. 8 RBIs, 8 runs scored, has 4 doubles and a home run in the early going. That pitch is swung on and missed on a high fastball. Keyshawn Ogans strikes out. A quick inning for Jack Dyke. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left. We move to the bottom of the 5th, and the Irish still maintaining a 3-0 lead. Due up for the Wildcats, Sean Redmond, Colin Clifford, and Justin Williamson. So let's see if the Cats can get something going here. And the Irish are making a change. Brian Morgan is out speaking with the home plate umpire. So let's see if we can get that change, fellas. Not sure what it might be. Maybe Kevin Buckley will help us out. Uday Narotam back out to pitch his 5th inning for the Irish.
Been a very quick game so far. It's only...
The left fielder for the Irish is Connor Gregorio, who has just checked into the game. Kevin Buckley with the announcement.
As I was saying, very quick game so far. It's only 1:30. This game, I mean, hasn't been going on for much more than an hour. It's already the 5th inning. Only 7 innings, of course.
Of course, Connor Gregorio is the all-around kind of jack of all trades for the Irish. He plays infield, he plays outfield. Very good defender, not a strong hitter, but a great pinch runner. And, of course, we all know him as the man that scored the winning run in last year's Bruce Mahoney baseball game. Connor Gregorio was the man on third base when the Cats threw that wild pitch, and he scored the winning run in that game. It was Jack McDowell, that's who it was. Jack McDowell led off for the Irish last year in the 7th inning with a double. Connor Gregorio came in and ran for him and eventually scored the winning run. So Connor Gregorio now the left fielder for the Irish. Sean Redmond the hitter, and an off-speed pitch misses high, a ball and no strikes. Connor Gregorio in as the left fielder. He will hit in the 9 slot. This pitch misses low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes to Sean Redmond.
Cats really need a leadoff runner on this inning. Down 3-0. They still will have 2 more at-bats at the very least. Of course, that's if they go ahead. But 3 at-bats to get 3 runs and hopefully bring the Bruce back to SI.
Pitch is called a strike to Sean Redmond. 2 balls and a strike to the right-handed hitting catcher. He struck out back in the 2nd inning. 3 hits on the season. That pitch misses inside, so it's 3 balls and a strike. Sean Redmond in limited action, 3 out of 6, batting .500. 3 RBIs. Even with a 3-1 count, let's see if he gets the take sign here. He didn't need the take sign. That pitch misses outside. Not close. So there's your leadoff runner, this time via the walk. Now the Cats had a leadoff runner get on in the 1st inning, but he was stranded. In the 2nd inning, the leadoff hitter got a double, but was thrown out at 3rd trying to stretch. Colin Clifford got a leadoff hit in the 3rd and got picked off. So for the 4th time, the Cats have their leadoff runner on base. Uday Naratam, one thing we know about him, and he is very comfortable throwing out of the stretch.
Look for a bunt from Clifford here, possibly.
Well, the Cats trailing 3-0, so we'll see. And now it looks like the pitching coach for Sacred Heart Cathedral is going to come out. Uday Naratam, he does have bouts of wildness. His walk to strikeout ratio wasn't fantastic coming into this game. He has certainly thrown a terrific game so far here today, but walking the leadoff man and the number 8 hitter, Sean Redmond, definitely wasn't part of the plan. And the Irish have 2 pitchers throwing in the bullpen. Let's see if we can get numbers on those guys. Double-barreled action out there. Sean Redmond at first base. He needs to be careful. We've seen Naratam with a terrific pickoff move already. And Colin Clifford will be hitting. Pitch is high and away, or high and in, I should say. 2 balls and no strikes. So I got to believe a take sign is coming for Colin Clifford. Cats need base runners. SI starts to work their bullpen as well.
If Clifford does choose to swing, though, he's got a huge hole on the left side, both in the outfield and in the infield.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. I would have been really surprised if he swung at that pitch. After walking the 8 hitter, 2 balls and a strike to Colin Clifford. Naratam has to throw another strike here. He doesn't want to go 3-1, that's for sure. Lefty on lefty, here it is, and it's swung on and missed on a foul tip. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, the left fielder is hugging the foul line against Colin Clifford. Never seen a left fielder that close to the foul line. Here it is, swung and a miss. He struck him out. So nice comeback from Uday Naratam. And that'll bring the top of the order, 1 out for Justin Williamson. Williamson had a base hit in the first inning, and he grounded out to third, back in the third.
Yeah, great pitch by Naratam to strike out Clifford. Looked like it might have been off speed away and to send Clifford back to the dugout.
Naratam is a crafty left-hander. And here's the pitch, and floats it on in there for a called strike. Justin Williamson now 2 out of 9 coming into the game, 3 out of 11 in the young season for the Cats. Has 4 RBIs, a double and a triple on the year. Throw to first. That was kind of the B move that time. Sean Redmond gets back safely. I used to broadcast Santa Clara baseball games back in the 80s. They had a guy, Pat Larkin, left-hander. He reminds me so much, or I should say Naratam reminds me so much of him. It's unbelievable. Swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. Nice play by the catcher for the Irish. 2 strikes now on Justin Williamson. This guy, Pat Larkin, used to walk the leadoff guy, pick him off. Then he'd give a base hit, pick off that guy. Swear to God, he had a guy standing on first base, wouldn't take a lead, then went to his move, and on his secondary lead, picked off that guy. He actually pitched for the Giants for a year. Hit to second base, easy chance and an easy flip. Throw to first, and a double play. Justin Williamson with the 4-6-3 double play, and the Irish get just what they needed on a big-time double play ball off the bat of Justin Williamson. So Uday Naratam has gone through 5. It's the Irish 3 and the Cats nothing. You're watching the SI Sports Network.
Let's talk about your new coaching staff. Who are they and their impact on the team?
Coaching staff-wise, Rich Murray is our hitting coach. I've worked with him for 10 years at a couple different schools. He actually played with the Giants, was first base, or played first base for them for years. Great hitting coach, really holds guys accountable. I feel like his influence is already really making a positive impact on the team. We also have Matt Kaufman, who pitched at San Jose State in the College World Series, pitched in the Dodgers organization. And then SI alum, class of 2013, Jack Klein, has been helping us out. He'll be in the dugout on Saturday. Best part about being a baseball coach for me, I love seeing the impact you can make on it's such like a formative year or age from like 15 to 18. And the longer you stay at a place, I love getting the text like, "Hey, coach, I just had my first college home run," or "Hey, I'm starting on the mound against a good school," or just guys coming back for a practice that you've worked with. And just the baseball part, I love coaching third. I love working with infielders.
What is your team philosophy, and what do you want your players to learn while being here at SI?
I mean, I remind the kids before every game, where play hard, have fun. You know, play with joy. You know, it's a fun game. Let's handle it as a game and just just go pitch to pitch, and we try to win. We try to win innings. That's our mentality.
It's a nice interview there from Sean Lahan with the new SI head baseball coach, Brian Polizzi. Irish lead here 3-0 going to the 6th inning. Mario DeMera will lead off for the Irish. DJ Potten actually will lead off for the Irish, looking at the wrong score sheet there. And Jack Dyke will throw. And the first pitch is missing for a ball.
Yeah, Dyke's out here for a 6th inning. I mean, he doesn't have an earned run yet, so let's see if the Cats try to see how far he can go into the 6th.
Were you running today as well?
Yes.
There you go. The Irish only have 1 base hit in the game. The Cats have 4 base hits in the game. The Irish have 3 unearned runs. Really, as you mentioned, the difference in the game is defense. The Irish playing a very sharp defensive game, and the Cats have the 3 errors. DJ Potten takes a strike. Jack Dyke has thrown 5 innings, as we mentioned, only given up 1 hit. Has 4 strikeouts.
Looks like James Adams is now up in the bullpen for the Cats.
The right-hander James Adams up in the bullpen. There you go. If Jack Dyke comes out of the game, I'm sure he will be re-entered immediately when his place in the order comes up. You could do that in high school, foul tip at home plate. Player can come out of the game and then re-enter when his spot in the order comes up. Yeah. Or maybe, I don't know, does Jack Dyke play another position, or hard to know. I'm sure he's a designated hitter when he's not pitching.
With as good of a hitter is, I think he can play. You could really plug him in.
But even if he comes out of the game as a pitcher, he will hit. Oh, that pitch is a called strike 3. So Potten goes down looking. 5th strikeout in the game for Jack Dyke. And, you know, the home plate umpire, very relaxed on strike 1, very relaxed on strike 2, but he goes into a little dance on called strike 3 there. So 1 out, and Danny Hinderleiter, the center fielder, who's had a great game defensively, pops it up on the infield. It looks like the first baseman for the Cats, Sean Rinn, will make that play. So on 1 pitch, Hinderleiter is out. He's 0 for 2 in the game. He does have a sacrifice fly. 2 quick outs, and that'll bring up Connor LaChapelle.
Final 2 innings here, the Cats really have to get a rally going. So just limiting the Irish to get 0 runs would be huge here for this inning. Just getting out of a scoreless.
Well, 2 quick outs, and LaChapelle takes a big swing and a miss. Hitting .333. Good pace to the ball game so far. We were late getting started. First pitch was closer to 12:10. That pitch is called a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Connor LaChapelle. We're already in the 6th inning. As mentioned, the high school games only go 7, so this is very late in the game right now, and a swing and a miss. So Jack Dyke just keeps getting stronger. 6 strikeouts in the game for Jack Dyke. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left. We move to the bottom of the 6th, and the Irish still lead with those 3 unearned runs, 3-0. For SI, they'll have their 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up. Mario DeMera, Colin McCarthy, and Jack Dyke. And it's a really odd ball game, guys.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there hasn't been an earned run by either team so far in this game. It's 3-0. It's been a relatively quick game. Both pitchers have been having outstanding days, and the Cats really, they're just a couple things that go a different way. This could be a totally different ball game if Nick Lafkides doesn't overslide third, if there isn't an error to start the inning that eventually scores in the 3rd to give the Irish their 3rd run, or if the Cats just don't make those errors in the 2nd. This could be a totally different game right now. But the Irish really look to close out this game.
So the Cats have had their leadoff hitter on 4 out of the 5 innings. We're in the 6th now. And the leadoff hitter hasn't gotten past second base. Irish have only gotten their leadoff hitter once on base to lead off an inning, and he ended up scoring a run. Irish only have 1 base hit in the game. The Cats have 4 base hits, but the big number is in the errors column today, guys. The Cats with 3 errors to 3 unearned runs, and the Irish lead here 3-0. It's been a very quiet game offensively. Danny Hinderleiter has had a great game in center field for the Irish.
Well, yeah, he took away 2, arguably 1, maybe 2 runs for the Cats. If That ball was so well hit. In any other WCAL ballpark, that's a home run. But we're playing here at a big league park. The Cats are built on power, but when you're playing with a .399 center, that's almost out the window. This is the inning for the Wildcats. They're heart of their order. This is where they need to rally if they're going to win this ball game.
So here's Demara. He's 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch back in the third. That pitch misses. Yeah, both McCarthy and Dyke. McCarthy in the third, Dyke in the fourth inning hit bombs to center field. Or Hinterleiter drifted back and made nice catches on both those balls. Demara takes a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. I'd like to say let's get a leadoff hitter on, but that actually hasn't worked out that well today for the Cats. They've gotten the leadoff hitter on 4 times. Haven't even had a runner to third base. That pitch is ball 3, so a take sign coming here for Mario Demara. He might even get 2 take signs. Hitting .333 on the year. And he takes all the way, stepping out of the box for ball 4.
Smart play by Demara to try to bait the bunt, but he grabs the 4th ball and he's on base.
So the Irish have somebody getting loose rather quickly down the line in the right field bullpen. Is that Owen Stevenson? It could be Jaime Gomez, maybe Adrian Gonzalez, and whoever it is, he's coming into the ball game. So just a great day for Uday Naratam. He tires here in the 6th inning. That 4-pitch walk was an alarm sounding to Brian Morgan, and he's going to get Uday Naratam out of the game. But 5 innings for Naratam, and to this point giving up no runs. He is responsible for the man Mario Demara at first base, and Naratam coming off the field gets a nice round of applause from the Irish fans. So into the game for the Irish is Owen Stevenson. So Owen Stevenson is one of their top bullpen guys. Brian Morgan before the game let me know that his best bullpen pitchers are junior Owen Stevenson, sophomore Jaime Gomez, and senior Adrian Gonzalez. So it's junior Owen Stevenson who comes into the game here in the 6th inning. So Owen Stevenson, a right-handed thrower.
Yeah, Cats. Trying to see if there are any lefties coming up in the lineup for the Cats.
Well, no, it doesn't. Adams hits left-handed. Another pitcher for the Irish is up quickly in the bullpen, so Brian Morgan only has 6 more outs to get, and it looks like he's willing to use more than just one pitcher to try and get those 6 outs. But congratulations to Uday Naratam for a strong start.
He got some help from his fielders, but I mean, a lot of that was him. He had a couple of key strikeouts, and really, I mean, had a great day on the mound.
He gave up 4 hits. He had 3 walks, plus a hit batter. He gave up 8 base runners in 5+ innings. But like you said, his defense helped him out. He picked off a man. He had a guy thrown out at third base, and he had a nice double play ball that Justin Williamson hit into a double play back in the 5th. So Uday Naratam, he was in trouble most of the day, but he managed to keep himself from allowing the Cats any runs. He had 2 strikeouts as well.
Yeah, it looks like Stevenson is throwing a 5.25 ERA on the season. He's pitched 5.1 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 of them earned, with 2 walks and 8 strikeouts.
There you go, Owen Stevenson. Right-hander.
Pierce, no decision yet.
He will face Colin McCarthy. So a runner on first is Mario Demara. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. Irish lead 3-0. And the pitch is in there for a called strike. McCarthy 0 for 2 in the game. He popped up to the catcher, and then he drove a bomb into center field to end the third inning, but Danny Hinderleiter, the center fielder for the Irish, made the play. McCarthy has 9 hits coming in on the young season, 8 RBIs, and has a couple of home runs. Takes a pitch outside.
Yeah, it looked like DeMera was taking more than a secondary lead there. He might be itching to swipe a base here.
Behind 3-0, I don't expect it. You can't afford to give up outs on the bases. But with Naratam out of the game, at least you can take a comfortable lead. And a towering pop-up fly ball to right field. Going to be a tough play. Coming in as the right fielder for Sacred Heart Cathedral. And he makes the catch. That's Cervantes making the play. Rafael Cervantes. So McCarthy gets the ball into the air, tried to drive it, but just missed it. So that's 1 out, and that'll bring up Jack Dyke. Jack was intentionally walked in the first inning and then hit a bomb into center field to lead off the fourth, but Hinderleiter was there to make the play. So he's 0 for 1, hitting close to 500. He was 9 out of 18 coming into the game. 9 RBIs on the year and a couple of home runs. And here's the pitch, and he fouls it straight back. Man, if that's a little higher, we could have made a play on that one.
Needless to say here for Dyke, this is a huge at-bat. It's 1 out, runner on, 3-run game. The Cats almost need Dyke to get on here with a hit.
Yet already in the 6th inning. The at-bats are getting big. There's no doubt about that. DeMera with his lead at first. Nice lead. Ooh, check swing, and he did go too far. So Jack Dyke fooled on the breaking ball. 2 strikes now on the Cats cleanup hitter. Starting pitcher has pitched a great game so far today. Cats' best hitter. 2 strikes on Jack Dyke. He started last year's game as well, pitched very well today. And a fly ball down the right field line, drifting towards the seats, and a good try by the right fielder Cervantes, but the ball drops. Tough for a high school player. You haven't played here before. Crashing into the wall.
Especially going straight into the sun. I mean, it's hard enough to track the ball in this.
You can picture Hunter Pence making that catch and falling into the first row, but of course not anymore. Hunter Pence no longer with the Giants. I did see him down in spring training a couple weeks ago, though, for the Texas Rangers. But right field, always a tough place to play here at Oracle Park. Pitch outside for a ball. But a nice try by Cervantes. He made the put out on Colin McCarthy. Jack Dyke has a ball and 2 strikes. James Adams, the on-deck hitter. Stevenson from the stretch, he throws, and it's a swing and a miss. Jack Dyke goes down swinging. First base is occupied, so no play for the catcher Padilla. He doesn't have to tag anybody. 2 outs, and that'll bring up James Adams, the designated hitter.
As the Cats kind of go down here in the batting order, you have to think possibly on coach's mind. It might be a hit-and-run situation, or might be some sort of situation just trying to risk right now, because it's a 3-run game with 4 outs left. You really have to do whatever it takes to win.
The DH takes the ball. Unfortunately, the hit and run, the play you're describing, is more of a tie game, ahead by a run kind of a game. If the batter swings and misses and the runner gets thrown out at second, that's not a good look. Trailing 3-0 here in the 6th. DeMera has a nice lead, so Stevenson does throw over. Adams hitting .385. What the Cats really need is something loud off a bat. The runner does go, the throw down, and he is in there. So a stolen base by DeMera. He is at second with 2 outs. And now a base hit can bring the Cats 1 run closer.
A runner in scoring position now for the Cats. That steal was a risky play, but it looks like it paid off. It really paid off for the Cats.
It's the first time they've had a runner in scoring position since the first inning. Justin Williamson got into scoring position with nobody out. Of course, Nick Glafkides got around second, but was thrown out at third. Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball foul down the first base line.
Someone's up in the bullpen for the Cats. I can't get the number, but appears to be.
Those Giants announcers have it so easy. 4 different people tell you who it is. They flash it on the scoreboard. They text you the information. We got to find out for ourselves.
They're also playing a huge left field shift for Adams here. There's just a huge gap, almost dead center to foul line.
The left fielder for the Irish looks like it's in the SI bullpen. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball is alive, and it's going to be a take of first base. So Adams struck out, but the pitch got away. So he'll get to first base, and that's a huge break for the Wildcats. Runners on first and third. Padilla a little slow getting to the ball, and Adams is going to get to first base.
Yeah, Padilla really looked confused and out of his element there. He almost stared at the ball for a couple seconds, and now the Cats have runners at the corners.
Right fielder, number 21, Nick Glafkides.
Nick Glafkides is the hitter. He has 2 hits in the game. He had a double, was thrown out at third base trying to stretch. He had a base hit in the 4th, so right man, right time for the Cats, and that is a big play. First and third, 2 outs. Good chance here for the Cats. Glafkides.
It looks like Declan Elias is up in the bullpen for the Cats right now, number 33. Sorry to bother you.
That's all right. And here's the pitch, a breaking ball. It's in there for a called strike. So Glafkides had 3 hits coming into the game. He had a couple of RBIs, has 2 hits in this game.
Again, if you're the Irish, you might honestly consider potentially walking Glafkides, but at the same time, Rosen sitting in the on-deck circle, and I mean, you don't want to have bases loaded in a 3-run game, so.
Glafkides is the tying runner, and that pitch is in the dirt. The old high school players have that runner break from first. If the throw down, you have to try and have the guy from third score. Trailing 3-0 though, it's hard to do a lot of tricky stuff. If I'm the Irish, I might just tag the runner out. If a play goes on, maybe let the runner score anyway. Glafkides with a ball and a strike. Here it is. Pitch is called a strike, a ball and 2 strikes. Sean's laughing at me because he knows I just have to wait to make the call. The umpire on strike 1 and 2 is very delayed, but he does let you know about strike 3.
That last pitch was right down the middle. I thought he was crazy for throwing a ball, and then he pulls out his fist, and here we are.
So DeMera is at third, Adams is at first. And the pitch is a tapper, going to be a tough play for the third baseman for the Irish. He's up and throwing! Safe! And a run scores. Rodriguez made a nice play, but an infield hit gives the Cats a run. DeMera scores. Adams safe at second. And the Cats on the board trailing 3-1. An infield hit for Nick Glafkides. He is now 3 for 3 in the ball game.
Again, the Irish kind of took the lead with good luck from the Cats' poor fielding. And now the Cats' smart base running is taking advantage of the Irish's slow awareness. And I mean, they scored that run off of a steal, and then a pass ball, strike 3, and now here we are off of an infield hit.
That was a tough play by the third baseman Rodriguez. He made a pretty good play to make it close, but the Adams strikeout, either pass ball, wild pitch, was the big play in this game. There's a foul ball. Matt Rosen, the hitter, he's 0 out of 2, popped up to second base and hit into a forced play. Rosen hitting .333 coming into the game. So that run will be charged to Uday Narotam. If it's a wild pitch, it's an earned run. If it's a pass ball, it's an unearned run. Here's a ground ball to second base. over for it, and bobbling it now is an error on the Irish, and the bases will be loaded. TJ Potton with the error.
Oh, the tables have turned. Now the Irish are really falling victim to the big atmosphere, and they're making errors. Bases loaded. The Cats crowd is alive. 2 outs. You can't write this better. Nick Lafkidis' game-tying run is now on second base, and he's trying to get the crowd hyped.
Well, all the runs are going to be unearned now if SI scores any more. You got to feel sorry for Owen Stevenson. He has a flyout, a strikeout wild pitch, an infield single, and now an error. So Owen Stevenson has done everything right, and the Irish finally playing some shaky defense. And the Cats have a huge chance here with Sean Redmond. Redmond 0 for 1 in the game. He struck out. He also drew a walk back in the 5th. 3 out of 6 on the year coming in. 3 RBIs. Big point in the ball game. And the breaking ball is in there for a called strike. If nothing else, even if SI doesn't score any further, it does get hitters up. Maybe we can get Jack Dyke up to the plate in the 7th inning. That could be key.
No, but I feel like if the Cats leave the bases loaded in a 2-run game, I'm not sure they can come back from that.
Sean Redmond outside, a ball and a strike. Owen Stevenson with the pitch to Redmond.
Sean Redmond, any relation to Matthew Redmond, the guard, or just thoughts?
He graduated last year, correct? Matt
Yes.
Redmond?
He's playing at Denison now, so good for him.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Right there, called strike 2. Fastball right down Broadway. If Sean Redmond gets that pitch again, he's going to have to hack at it.
A large shift. It looks like the left fielder is really out in left center. There's a huge gap down the line.
And now the Irish are going to call timeout. Pretty important pitch here, a ball and 2 strikes, so the Irish want to be sure. It was a leadoff walk to Mario Demera, then Uday Naratam came out of the game. Owen Stevenson has pitched well since then. He got a flyout and a strikeout wild pitch, put a runner on base, an infield hit, and an error on the second baseman. And he's in a jam, but 2 outs and 2 strikes to Sean Redmond. The right-hander Stevenson from the stretch. And he throws, and it's popped up down the first base line. The first baseman for the Irish makes the call and makes the catch. Connor Lasha Patel makes the play, and that retires the side. So the Cats get a run on a hit, an Irish error. We go to the 7th. It's the Irish 3 and the Cats 1.
Hello, I'm Bill Gotch, Director of Summer Programs at St. Ignatius. We have exciting things planned for you this summer, 2019. SI Summer Programs are proud to offer multiple sports camps from basketball to baseball, football, volleyball, and even badminton. As a matter of fact, our Nike basketball camps with Coach Marcoletti are open now. We also run a middle school during the summer for rising 6th graders, 7th graders, 8th graders, and 9th graders. Some of our activities and camps include cooking camp, engineering, robotics, and even photography, as well as many more popular camps. For more information, visit us at siprograms.com. Registration dates for all camps and academic programs begin on February 4th.
We're back here at Oracle Park here on the SI Sports Network. We've come to the 7th inning. High school baseball is a 7-inning game, so the Cats with a run there in the 6th creep a little closer, but still trail the Irish 3-1 as we go to the 7th inning. Jack Dyke has thrown 6 innings, and he will be out there for the 7th inning for SI, and he'll face Chris Rodriguez, Lucas Kelly, and Rafael Cervantes. The Irish will be looking for some insurance, and the Cats hope to get back to the dugout with just the 3-1 deficit. So that's a good job there by Owen Stevenson, mitigating the damage. Really, that rally for SI was not Owen Stevenson's doing. He got a flyout, a strikeout. He struck out James Adams, but the wild pitch was not handled, so Adams was safe at first. He gave up an infield hit. Then Matt Rosen reached on an error, but finally got Sean Redmond to pop up to first base to end the inning.
Looks like Dyke's coming out for the 7th inning. I mean, Elias has been up in the bullpen for a while, but they're not going to go for Dyke here.
Well, Matt Dyke, he hasn't thrown a lot of pitches. We don't have a pitch count, but his last several innings have been very dominant. He's retired 12 men in a row, and there's a ground ball to second base on one pitch. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Chris Rodriguez hit it hard, but Glafkides made the play over to Sean Rinn. So I agree with this. Jack Dyke is in a total rhythm right now. Really, the only guy that's hit him hard today is in the batter's box right now. Lucas Kelly, just a freshman, hitting .500 for the Irish, has the only hit in the game. Let's reiterate that. St. Cathedral only has 1 hit, and there's a base ground ball up the middle, I should say. The shortstop is over and a strong throw, and he got him. Williamson with a strong play. 2 pitches, 2 outs. 14 in a row retired by Jack Dyke, and he has not thrown many pitches. He gets Lucas Kelly, who has the only hit in the game for the Irish, and that'll bring up Rafael Cervantes. Cervantes 0 for 2 in the game, but he reached on an error, and he takes a strike.
There goes the immaculate inning, but I mean, talk about a dominant start by Jack Dyke. He is not really phased right now. He is pitching his best baseball of the game.
Cervantes hit the big ball of the game, a ground ball to first base. Looked like it might have been a double play ball. Sean Rinn had a chance to take an easy out, leave some runners on base. He went for the double play, and his throw was low. Kicked away, went into short left field. The Irish scored a run on that play and set up the inning to where another run scored later in the inning. 3-1 Irish. All the runs in the game for the Irish are unearned. Jack Dyke has only given up 1 base hit. He's given up 1 hit and 1 walk. He's retired the last 14 men that he's faced. And the player that got on base was Keyshawn Ogans. He got on via an error.
3-1 count here. Let's see if Dyke.
Cervantes may have the take sign. 3-1, you never know. Diego Padilla is on deck. Here's the pitch, and it's a ball inside. So Rafael Cervantes draws a walk. He'll be at first base, and that'll bring up Diego Padilla. Padilla 0 for 2 in the game. However, he had a ground ball to second base. Could have been a double play, but the Cats threw the return throw away, and the Irish scored a run on that error. Diego Padilla is 0 for 12 on the season. He doesn't have a base hit, but he's got 3 runs scored and 2 RBIs. That's actually pretty impressive for not having a base hit. So Padilla up with a man on first, and there's another throwaway. Jack Dyke tried to pick him off, and he threw it away, and the Irish suddenly have a man in scoring position. That's the 4th error in the game for SI, but that error on the pitcher, Jack Dyke.
I mean, the Cats really have to clean their act up for the rest of the season, I guess, defensively. Because 4 errors today, I mean, all of them either scored someone or put them in on second base in scoring position. I mean, you really need to clean this up.
Diego Padilla, the hitter. Pitch comes inside for a ball. The on-deck hitter scheduled is Connor Gregorio, and Connor Gregorio is on deck. The pitch, Padilla swings and misses. So Jack Dyke looking to put away Diego Padilla, get the Cats back into the dugout. SI will have their 9-1-2 hitters, and there's a ground ball third, foul ball. Foul ball. Cervantes has 2 strikes on him.
The Cats got lucky with a foul there. It looks like DeMera might have had to make a Machado play there.
It was going to be a very tough play. There's no doubt about that. But foul. So Diego Padilla has a couple of strikes on him. Jack Dyke looking to put him away. And he throws an off-speed pitch and he hits him! Oh. You don't want to see that. Now 2 runners are on base for Connor Gregorio.
Being up 1-2 in the count, you would have thought he would have tried not to go inside and try to have Padilla chase something on the outside, but that was not the case. And is this the time for Declan Elias?
He got tricky. I'm thinking Padilla's 0 for 12 on the season. How about just blow him away with a high fastball? Jack Dyke, it's funny, as soon as you start talking about it, it's like you jinx him. He retires 14 guys in a row. I start talking about 2 pitches, 2 outs in the 7th inning, how easy it's been for Jack Dyke, and all of a sudden a walk and a hit by pitch. You do not want to get to Keyshawn Ogans, that's for sure. The Cats want to end this right now. So we're going to have a pinch hitter for the Irish. Lucas Herrera will pinch hit, so Connor Gregorio is out of the game, and Lucas Herrera will pinch hit for the Irish. 2 on and 2 out, and that pitch hits him. I can't believe it. 2 hit by pitches in a row, and now the bases are loaded. And now you're going to go to one of the best hitters on the Irish team. Keyshawn Ogans was the only first-team All-WCAL player for the Irish that is returning this year.
No activity.
And he is up with the bases loaded.
No activity in the dugout. There's someone up in the. It looks like Elias still up in the bullpen, but it looks like the Wildcats' whole coaching staff is parked on the bench.
This came out of nowhere. 14 straight batters, 2 pitches, 2 outs. We've had a walk and 2 hit by pitches. And Jack Dyke is suddenly laboring. He can go from the windup if he wants. Ogans is 0 for 3 in the game, but he did reach base on an error, scored a run, and stole a base. And the pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. That will settle Jack Dyke down.
Yeah, the entire, looks like Irish sporting section, they're on their feet. This could be a nerve-wracking time for Jack Dyke. Let's see if he
Pressure on
responds.
the infield as well, guys, because Ogans can fly. Swing and a miss. Good start to this at-bat for Jack Dyke. No balls and 2 strikes.
This is where you try to go outside, Jack Dyke. You just try to have Ogans chase something and just...
Yeah, but you can't throw the breaking ball. You can't throw it in the dirt. There's a runner on third.
That's a good point.
You can't have a wild pitch. Fastball, swinging a foul ball, just barely getting a piece of that one, was Keyshawn Ogans. Ogans, 8 runs scored on the year, 8 RBIs, has 4 doubles and a home run, hitting .438, 0 for 3 in this game, has reached on an error, has a stolen base, and has scored a run. Here's the pitch, popped up foul and out of play. Two strikes to Keyshawn Ogans. The Cats got to take care of business right now, get into the dugout, and get a rally started of their own in the bottom half. Here it is. Ooh, a great play by the SI catcher. That's Sean Redmond earning his keep. That ball was low and away, and if that gets away from Redmond, a run's going to score. Nice play by the SI catcher.
Yeah, not only would a run have scored, but then the Irish would have moved their base from their second and third, freeing first base. There would have been it's a huge play by Redmond.
A ball and 2 strikes. Here it is. Swing and a miss! And he struck him out. A very clutch pitch by Jack Dyke. Cleans up the mess. The Irish have a walk and 2 hit by pitches, but do not score. We move to the bottom of the 7th. It's the Irish 3, the Cats 1. Here we go, boys. Rally time for SI. The 9, 1, and 2 hitters are scheduled. Colin Clifford, Justin Williamson, Mario Demera, and what the Cats want to do is get a couple of base runners and get Colin McCarthy and especially Jack Dyke up here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
If the Cats win this game. Sorry.
Number 6.
This game, it is going to be on getting runners on base in a major league park with major league dimensions. It's almost impossible for the Cats to really hit a homer here. So just getting runners on and getting in just the right spot is what it's going to take.
Into left field for Sacred Heart Cathedral is Eli Matusak. Eli Matusak is in left field for the Irish. And it does look like Owen Stevenson is back out there to pitch the 7th inning for the Irish. So Owen Stevenson looking for a 2-inning save. The junior right-hander did a great job in the 6th, although he did allow an inherited runner to score on an error. And he has a chance to lock down the save. Uday Naratam got the win in last year's Bruce Mahoney game, and he's in line to get the win this year as well.
And Colin Clifford leading off. His pickoff might have changed. I mean, his pickoff was a pivotal moment in the game. Cats had no one on to lead off. And then he gets on and gets picked off. So Colin Clifford leading off again. Let's see if he can redeem himself. Spark a rally here for the Cats.
Leading off the bottom of the 7th inning for St. Ignatius.
Yeah, Colin Clifford had a leadoff hit in the 3rd. He got picked off. He struck out in the 5th. Both of those at-bats were facing the left-hander Uday Naratam.
You also have to watch the bunt here for Clifford. Clifford is speed and is the 9 batter. A bunt might not be the worst idea.
And he flares one foul. And to your point there, Brian Morgan is expecting the same thing as he has his 3rd baseman playing very, very shallow. Chris Rodriguez is in on the grass against Colin Clifford. Here's the strike 1 pitch. Flared into left field, but right there is the Irish left fielder, and for whatever reason the shortstop tries to make the hero catch, and the ball's down for a base hit. Keyshawn Ogans had no idea where his left fielder, Eli Matusak, was playing. That was an easy play for Eli Matusak.
Again, errors.
I think you got to call it a base hit.
Last year's game was defined by wild pitches. This year's game is just going to be defined by fielding errors. The Cats really scored that run last inning off of fielding errors, and now they have a runner on to start this inning off of another error. Again, with Colin Clifford's speed, I would not be shocked if they try to send him here to start this inning.
Justin Williamson, the leadoff man, has a base hit. 1 out of 3 in the game. And he takes a strike. Justin Williamson had a base hit in the 1st inning. He grounded out to 3rd in the 3rd, hit into a double play ball back in the 5th. Here it is. Swinging a foul ball, 0-2. So the Cats with shaky defense early in the game, giving the Irish 3 runs. The Irish played impeccable defense through 5 innings. They had a shaky defensive inning in the 6th, and they give the Cats a gift leadoff base hit here in the 7th. I guess you got to call it a base hit because the play from the shortstop Ogans would have been a great catch. It just would have been an easy catch from Matusak in left field.
Williamson's shift out from center to right is wide open. If he can just get over the second fielder or the second baseman's.
A throw over to first base, and Colin Clifford is back. Two strikes the count on Justin Williamson. Just misses a ball and 2 strikes.
Tried to paint the corners there and ultimately was not rewarded by the home plate umpire.
He really did. He went for the black part of the paint on that pitch. Just outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Good eye from Justin Williamson. Here it is. Breaking ball hangs high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is shaping up to be a fantastic finish. You just get the feeling. A base hit something else, get those two big hitters up, and the Cats can mount a rally here in the 7th. 1 on, nobody out. Here it is. Line drive, base hit to right field. Colin Clifford will hold at second. Good base running from Colin Clifford as the second baseman for the Irish. DJ Paughton dove for that ball. Clifford could not venture too far off of first base. So Clifford only getting to second base, that's fine. Runners on first and second, and that'll bring up Mario DeMera.
Again, with Clifford's speed, him being at second, he's still very much in scoring position here for the Cats. The Cats find themselves in a great spot once again as the heart of their order approaches.
Now Clifford at second base doesn't really mean that much with the Cats trailing by 2 runs, so Brian Polizzi is the head coach and third base coach. You may not see Clifford try and score on a base hit. It would have to be something maybe a little bit more than that. Yes. Cats trailing by 2. And Owen Stevenson is the hard luck pitcher of the year. He really pitched well in the 6th. He pitched okay here in the 7th, but he can't get the job done as the Irish have to go to their bullpen.
Stevenson really put out a good effort. In most cases, that could have been good enough for a 6-out save, but not today, not during the Bruce Mahoney.
He does pitch 1 inning.
Now pitching for Sacred Heart Cathedral, number 4, Adrian Gonzalez.
So Adrian Gonzalez is the new pitcher for Sacred Heart Cathedral. Adrian Gonzalez is a senior. And if that name is familiar to Irish fans, it's because Ramiro Gonzalez and Diego Gonzalez have both pitched for Sacred Heart in this Bruce Mahoney game. I remember Ramiro Gonzalez, I'm sure they both started games in this terrific rivalry. So younger brother Adrian Gonzalez into the game to try and close it out for the Irish. Adrian Gonzalez is a senior.
Adrian Gonzalez, this is his 5th appearance of the year. He doesn't have a save yet, but he's pitching a good 1.40 ERA. 5 innings pitched, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned. He's walked 2 batters and has 6 strikeouts.
Those are pretty good numbers. I think he might have pitched in the game against Mitty yesterday, so they were holding him back to pitch late in this game. And he comes in to try and nail down a save. When it comes to the Bruce Mahoney game, you go to your best.
Especially
yes.
in Game 3 of the rubber match of the Bruce Mahoney game. The next year of trophy, the bragging rights, everything comes down to the next 3 outs here. Let's see if the Irish can get it done.
So Adrian Gonzalez did, in fact, pitch in the game against Mitty yesterday. So Brian Morgan brings him in here. Cats have runners at first and second. SI has the good hitters coming up. Mario DeMera, Colin McCarthy, and Jack Dyke, the next 3 that are due. A complete game by Jack Dyke on the mound, regardless of what happens here in the 7th inning. Unless, of course, the Cats score 2 to tie and we go to the 8th. But Jack Dyke, 7 innings pitched, gave up 1 hit. 3 runs, 0 earned runs. Mario DeMera, the hitter. He's 0 for 1 in the game. He flew out to left field in the 1st. He had hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and he walked and scored a run in the 6th. He's up with runners at first and second and nobody out. Irish expecting a bunt. Irish with a wheel play on. They tried to influence Colin Clifford to follow the shortstop Ogans over to third base. They had a influence pickoff play, but Clifford close to the bag. The tying run for the Cats is at first base. DeMera, right-handed hitter. The bunt is on, and he puts down a pretty good bunt back to the pitcher. He's going to throw it away! No, he doesn't throw it away, but he's safe at third. What a catch by the third baseman for the Irish. It's an incredible catch, but his foot was off the bag. So an error on the pitcher, and we are going to have The bases loaded with nobody out.
Game-tying run in scoring position for the Cats.
Boy, I can't even tell you what a play that was made by Chris Rodriguez. Chris Rodriguez will not go into the record book with any type of an assist or put out on that play, but for now anyway, he saved the game for the Irish. If that ball gets thrown away, runs are going to score, runners are going to get to third, and he got spiked on the slide into third base, making a terrific catch.
1,000%. That might have been one of the best plays we've seen all day. And as Gonzalez, it looks like he could be going out of the game here. I expect both sides really to give him a standing ovation for his great effort today.
Yeah, Chris Rodriguez saves for the moment an error. I guess you still have to give an error to the pitcher for the Irish, Adrian Gonzalez, as if he makes a good throw, Clifford would have been out at third base. But he did not make a good throw and pulled Chris Rodriguez off the base. So the sacks are full for Colin McCarthy. McCarthy 0 for 3 in the game, popped up to the catcher, flew out to deep center, and flew out to right field.
Again, if he flies out to outfield with no outs, he at least gets one run home. I mean, for the Cats, it's almost a blessing that they have their power hitters coming up now. The heart of their order, McCarthy, followed by Adams and
Jack Dyke.
Yeah.
McCarthy and then Jack Dyke. Bases loaded, nobody out. Irish lead 3-2. Colin McCarthy has 2 home runs on the year, and he stands in. A breaking ball is high for a ball. The Cats at the edge of the dugout, every player on the railing. Irish the same. The momentum definitely in the SI dugout right now. The Irish will play a double play depth. They'll gladly give up a run for a double play ball. And that pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1.
These calls, they're really putting everyone on the edge of their seat. The players on the rail, the dugout, not because they want to see the outcome of the game. They just want to see if it's a ball or a strike.
A ball and a strike. Here it is. Wild pitch. Runner now has to get back to third base as that ball bounced strong off the backstop directly back to the catcher Padilla. So a good job of base running by Colin Clifford getting back to third base. If Colin Clifford tries to score on that, he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, the backstop might have made the defensive play of the inning for the Irish so far. Saved a run.
And the Irish are going to change pitchers right now. Adrian Gonzalez is going to throw to one hitter. It's a bunt. He commits an error on the play. He did pitch yesterday, so he's going to come out of the game, and the Irish are going to bring in their 4th pitcher of the day.
Now pitching for the Irish, number 32, Jaime Gomez.
So you may have heard Kevin Buckley there. Number 32, Jaime Gomez, is a sophomore, and he is going to be the pitcher for the Irish. Sophomore Jaime Gomez was one of the men that Coach Morgan mentioned, kind of a 3-headed bullpen that he was going to use today. Owen Stevenson, Adrian Gonzalez, and Jaime Gomez, and he has used them all. So Jaime Gomez, the pitcher for the Irish.
This is almost a cliche. 2-run game, bottom of the 7th, bases loaded, no outs. I think Cats crowd finally into it. The Irish crowd is silent. This is what the Bruce Mahoney is about. These great late inning games. We saw it last year. We're seeing it again this year.
We'll see what the sophomore has. There's a count on the hitter. I believe it's a 1-1 count on Colin McCarthy. We saw Gonzalez make a wild throw to third, and then we saw him throw a wild pitch where Cats were not able to advance on the wild pitch, and that was enough for Morgan and Coach Franceschi. They've decided to go to the sophomore, Jaime Gomez. What a spot.
Especially for an underclassman. He'll be playing this game for 2 more years, and this is his introduction.
Cats have the bases loaded and nobody out.
This is Jaime Gomez's second appearance. No, this is his 5th appearance of the year. He has 1 save. He has not allowed an earned run yet.
Well, there you go. That's impressive. 5 appearances, has a save.
He has struck out 7. He's walked 3. And he's allowed 1 hit.
That's a good ratio.
5 2/3.
Jaime Gomez, just a sophomore. We may see him down the road be the starting pitcher for St. Ignatius Cathedral in this game. Those sound like pretty good numbers. And just a sophomore. Well, he's in a tough position right now. He has inherited the bases loaded. Colin Clifford, base hit to start the inning. Infield hit. Justin Williamson with a line drive base hit. And then a throwing error on a bunt trying to get a runner out at third. Mario DeMera with a nice bunt. He's safe at first. Sacks are full. Nobody out. Colin McCarthy, the hitter. Here it is, and it's driven to left center field. If this ball gets down, the Cats could win the game. And it's down. 1 run scores. Here comes another. Here comes a... No, they're going to hold up the third run at third base. It's a double for Colin McCarthy, and this ball game is tied.
Again, this Cats team loves power. If that fence is, at WCL, like a normal WCL park, that's a homer, we're going home. But the Cats just pound it. That is a great play. That is a great hit by Rosen, and the Cats are feeling great right now.
Eli Matusak unable to get there, and you just wonder. Connor Gregario came into the game to play left field, and the fact that his spot in the order came up, they pinch hit for him. And already today we've had a misplay in left field twice, once by the shortstop, and on that ball, a catchable ball, not able to be played. So Jack Dyke will be intentionally walked. The bases are loaded again, and here's James Adams.
Again, if Adams just puts a sac fly into the outfield, the game is essentially over. Beg your pardon, that was not Rosen, that was McCarthy. I made a mistake there. Sorry about that.
James Adams, chance to be the hero. Nobody out, bases loaded. Bottom of the 7th, we're tied at 3.
This Cats crowd is energized. Looks like everyone's starting to come around the dugout.
Adams, here's the pitch. Away for a ball. You can see the SI, a couple of photographers I don't really like the way they're standing right there with a left-handed hitter up.
Oh, especially, yeah.
You could check swing foul ball. Ball 1 to James Adams. Chance to win it right here for SI. Here's the pitch. Base hit, left field. This game is over. The Cats win the Bruce Mahoney.
What a finish, what a play, what a team. Trophy's coming back to 37th Avenue. Unbelievable.
James Adams is your hero, the designated hitter with the base hit to left field. And the Irish blow a 3-1 lead. 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th for the Cats. And the Cats win the ball game 4-3. What a finish for the Wildcats. So a great ball game here at Oracle Park. The Irish had a 3-0 lead through 3 innings, but the Cats with a run in the 6th, 3 more in the 7th, and SI is going to take home the Bruce Mahoney Trophy. St. Ignatius Cathedral won the football game, SI won the basketball game, and SI on a walk-off, 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th, win the baseball game, so the trophy returns home to 37th Avenue. Congratulations to the Cats for a great victory today. Brian Polizzi, in his first Bruce Mahoney experience, brings home the W for the Wildcats. Our next game on the SI Sports Network will be SI Boys Volleyball hosting the St. Francis Lancers on Thursday, April the 4th at 5:50. Join us all spring as we will also stream SI Boys and Girls Lacrosse. Once again, a great game here at Oracle Park. The Cats with 3 in the 7th win the Bruce Mahoney. Your final, the Cats 4, the Irish 3. Thanks for watching the SI Sports Network.